All right. Here we
There we
are.
are. We're both facing the same direction, I guess. But I guess we normally are.
Yeah, normally. I mean, really, you don't look that different aside from, your background is a bit different.
Yeah.
It, it,
Like
loo-
I
it
said, a lot.
looks it looks like there's more distance there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure. It is a disaster here. And, I thought that I was arranging and packing things up in a way that would make sense, but it doesn't. And I don't
Nothing
know
makes
where
sense.
I don't know I don't know where anything is. You occasionally hear that. Do you just hear it?
I heard
You,
it. Yeah, just a little boop.
you'll occasionally hear there's like kind of beeps. Uh, there is a sump pump way back there because I'm in the basement of the new house, and I still over time I will build a soundproof box or maybe a countertop around it. But for now, that's what you're gonna have to hear every once in a while, and it
Oh.
only will turn on when you hear when it is raining a lot. So
That is not an SNS 102. This is a Switch Super Nintendo controller, and this little charging dongle on it does nothing right now. I
wait,
want I want to make it fit on that charger, but I'm determined to figure out a way to make it work, but I haven't yet. Anyway, um, but yeah, but you might notice my webcam is a little sharper this week. I think I could have made that other webcam a lot sharper than it was.
mhm.
Um, because I think it was defaulting to a low resolution, and if I just like manually entered a resolution that it accepts, I think it could have been sharper to begin with.
Oh
So this actually doesn't. It's like this is a different webcam. It's a crappy webcam. It's a crappier webcam. It's a Microsoft
yeah.
webcam. But it's still way off there. I'm still waiting to get this. So someone sent me some spare Olympus cameras they had laying around that can use our lenses, and I was thinking like, oh, that's going to be great to use as a webcam. Um, but I needed to find a power supply for it.
Mhm.
And Olympus didn't make those. So I found this guy in Austria who like 3D prints the mold to like fit in the battery bay and like then has like the wire that dangles out that you can plug a power supply into. So I really want to do that, but I'm still waiting on the delivery from Austria. So I'm using this webcam for now, but it actually looks better than what I had because I moved the other webcam upstairs because I've been working on my setup up there. Maybe by the next time I stream, I could actually possibly be ready to stream in there. That would be crazy. Uh,
Yeah, it would have been cool if you were streaming in there today, but I mean, I guess a lot of that has to do with I didn't have a chance to send out your SCART also.
yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, even if I had the G SCART, like it's not like everything is together enough for me
Mhm.
to really have things set up in there. But if I did have that G SCART, I probably would have. It wouldn't have been that many steps to have made the stream happen, but then I probably would have had to put a CRT up on the shelf and then taken it down off because I still have a lot of work to do behind it.
Right.
So I was thinking about seeing if I could make it work today, but no, I'm still downstairs for the stream today. I'm actually playing on the NT Mini because just in case there's some time to kill afterward. That I thought that would be an easy thing to do, just to be bum around on some other Famicom games or whatever I've got loaded on here.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, if everyone saw our uh, yearly wrap up video, which you actually only saw last night, finally.
Yeah, I know because you finished your part and we released it the day that I started moving. So I didn't have any way to watch it except for, I put the ad breaks in and that's it and then released it. And I didn't get a chance to watch your actual parts until last night.
But yeah, so I've been doing this tradition, a failed tradition, but a tradition that I'm holding myself to nonetheless. That I want to pick a game to play through once a month. I play start to finish, preferably something that is not that long, or something that can be learned to be not that long. And the first year I did Castlevania. Last year I did Ninja Gaiden 3. And I need to do a lot more runs to really live up to that. But I decided, I can't help it. I just keep picking NES games. Well, I love NES. So I'm doing Mario 2. This is a game that I want to know better. I've only played through the game without warps, certainly fewer times than the other Mario games. I love it, but I just, it's every time I pick up the game and I'm like, wow, I am way worse at this game than I expect myself to be, because Mario games are usually nothing for me. But this, I'm always struggling. So anyway, I'm going to get started, and I see there was a donation. So
yeah, there was the $9.99 donation from Digibit Tech, who said, "Just want to say thanks for the content. MLiG resparked my love for retro gaming. Even got a part-time at a retro game store where I share your videos to customers all the time. Keep it up." Well, thank you. Thank you. It's always surreal. I guess I've never run into a situation where I've experienced it firsthand, but sometimes people say, "Oh, we put your show on in our store." Sometimes they have a TV and stuff. It's kind of a. I've never run into a situation where I've seen that happen, but
I'm trying to think if I have. There was a situation where I was at. Are you familiar with the store Second and Charles?
I know of it. Yeah, I've never been in one.
Yeah, it's like a used book store, but they've also got used DVDs and video games and stuff. And one just opened up near me, and I went there when they had. I think they had. I forget exactly what the deal was, but they had some deal. And I ended up getting a couple of games, and I was wearing my OSSC shirt, and the guy actually, this was after I'd already bought my stuff. Am I going to be able to? Might not be able to take the shortcut. I might have screwed up already. So one of the games I bought was No More Heroes, the Wii version, and the guy just forgot to get the disc for it. So I went back, and then someone went to look for the disc, and then the other guy at the counter was like, "Open source scan converter. Is that software you wrote?" I'm like, no, some guy in Finland wrote it. And I was like, it's a upscaler for old video games. And he's just like, oh, but then I could tell he was actually looking it up on the cash register.
And you're like, please don't.
Yeah, I'm like, please do not be, because he was like, it's like, oh, actually, I think I've seen this before. And I'm thinking, please don't click on one of my videos right now. Please don't click on one of my videos right now.
That'd be, it's like,
it's funny. The past two times I've worn that shirt in public, someone has asked about it, because that was actually the second time. The time before that, I was at a restaurant, and the waiter was like, "Open source scan converter? Is that like like a stream text editor or something. I guess he was like confusing it with something he'd heard of before. And then I said, no, it's just an upscaler for old video games. And he's like, oh, I might have heard of that before.
I think some people are confused because you mentioned the Nintendo Switch Online SNES controller earlier. It has not been made to work with the retro receiver yet.
Oh yeah. I'm not using. I'm using a regular NES controller.
Yeah, I think people thought maybe you were using it for some reason.
No. Someone was
but
just.
It has not. I don't know why it's taking so long. I think it took a long time for the NES ones to work too, like 4 months or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not overly concerned with using it that way. Now with Luigi, I could have actually taken a nice little shortcut there, but I decided not to, since I want to try to learn the levels a bit better.
Yeah.
But
someone, I think it was Paul Sutton, was saying that looks like a whole lot of Move controllers back there on the ottoman back there, but it's not. It's just it's track lights with LED bulbs in them. Sorry to disappoint you. Although maybe I could still do a House of the Dead overkill stream in the future, which would be extremely R-rated, but that's all right. It's kind of a hilarious game.
I don't think I have that. What systems was that for?
It came out on the Wii originally, and then it got a PS3 version.
Does the PS3 version support the Move?
Yes, as far as I know. It's funny. It's I mean,
Didn't it have like at one point like the record for the most F-bombs in a video game?
Yes, exactly.
So I'm planning to like, what I want to do is like do something a little bit different with each run I do in this game. So all of them need to be, you know, start to finish. But I'm just playing NES version right now I'm going to play Luigi the whole way through. Because, you know, this is like probably my traditional way to play the game. I mean, obviously, you know, the princess is a very popular character. But I didn't want to necessarily start with her. And I'm not going to take the warp. But yeah, like Luigi, I've always just liked playing as Luigi. A lot of people don't like Luigi because he's a little floatier and looser than the other characters. But there's also some advantages to him for sure, because he can jump really. There are places you can get to with Luigi that you really can't do with anyone else. Or ways you can get to somewhere a little bit easier. So I'm just doing an NES Luigi run tonight, but. You know, sometime this year I might do, you know, I want to play Super Mario USA at some point, even though I don't, as far as I know, there's nothing different about it, but I don't know that for sure, actually. I you know, play Super Nintendo version, play GBA version, oh, the voices. Play Doki Doki Panic sometime. You know, I want to, there are so many ways to play this game, and I want to mix it up as I go. But for now, I'm just doing something pretty traditional for me. Like this is probably how I would play the game back then.
Yeah, we got a $5 donation from Andy Elliott.
Wow.
Who didn't say anything, but he left an animated GIF on there. It's of a pear dropping the mic.
A pear.
I assume that's a pear.
A pear, like it.
I mean,
that must have some sort of origin story.
I don't know.
Maybe we are like a YouTube pair and we dropped the mic. Something like that.
I mean, I assume it's a pear. But yeah, I can see if I can angle the camera up a little bit to give people an idea of. the
Oh man, I'm struggling here.
what's going on in the background here. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. So I'm most excited about this on the ceiling here. So there's a drop ceiling down here, and I got a thing. I just wanted to bought one to try it, and I can mount my lights to the ceiling. You see that? I'm pretty excited about that.
Are you just gonna leave it there?
I'm gonna get a bunch of them, and I'm gonna put them all over so I can just like
it feels like you would just like bump into it though.
Well, I can take them down. It's actually like not. I mean, I wouldn't bump into it. It's basically as tall as me. I mean, it's like just over my head, I think. I mean, hang on. I'll go. I mean, I can't do it now, but it would be tough to run into it. So I'm taking the approach of making this more of a studio where everything is very streamlined, and also I can get the same results all the time.
Right.
And like mounting that from the ceiling, I thought, well, maybe I can mount my microphone and use it as a boom mic instead going forward, and I can always sit in the same spot, and always, if I have I don't move the thing that I connected to, I could always get the same sound.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely something that I want to do with my setup, is that things are going to be really predictable, going to be able to put the camera in the same place a lot of times, and stuff like that.
We got a 1 pound donation from Pedro Lax.
Ooh.
Anything. Thank you. So, but I mean, I guess the idea is to just streamline it, but also make it a place where I can play games, but also just have it more like a studio as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about it, but I gotta figure out my wiring situation, because I was originally gonna try to run it all behind the wall, but it's gonna be difficult to do that. So I think I'm just gonna get a lot of the racetrack type things that I can have the wires all inside of that, but just come out where I need them to.
How long do you think it's going to take for you to get your systems functioning?
Well, I mean, I gotta finish moving first. Moving is, I thought it was. It's very clear to us how underprepared we were for this. We thought that we were going to be totally fine, but everything is taking about 400 times longer than we thought it was going to. I mean, we expected to be long finished by now, and like painting and making the other place much nicer.
See, I mean, you moved along with painting your basement a lot faster than I thought you could.
Well, we just did that when we first got in here, because I knew that I wanted to paint it before. I mean, it's not fully painted. You can see kind of back there where it's still the original color.
Oh.
Where I guess you can't really see it here, but it's gray. It's kind of a light gray everywhere that we painted. But then you get to the back wall, you see the back wall has not been painted. And it's like pinkish. It's funny.
The old color is pinkish?
It's pinkish. And I think maybe it only looks pink because of the color of the floor.
Oh, like reflecting off of it?
Maybe that might be what's happening, but I don't know. I think it's kind of pinkish, because I said to the guy, the previous owner at the closing, I said, yeah, I'm gonna paint the basement. Like the pink isn't really what like I want. And he's like, oh well, it's tan actually.
Mm.
I'm like, it's pink. It's just not. It is not. It's not tan. But I do like the floors. I mean, it's down here. I see a Smoke Monster just mentioned. That's why I said it. I mean, I'm in the basement, so it's just like vinyl flooring on top of like the cement, the foundation.
Now you
it's just gonna be so much better when it's during the summer, all the time. Basically, it's gonna be better.
Yeah, you're not like the weather is not going, other than like maybe rain when it gets, that sump pump maybe, but aside from that, like, I don't think you're going to really have a lot of problems, especially with the heat.
Right, exactly. And I definitely need to do some stuff for the echo that's in here, but it's it starts to fill up with.
Yeah. Well, you sound
stuff.
fine for the stream, but obviously it probably wouldn't sound that good for recording.
I'm not going to use the same thing as I'm not going to use those foam tiles like I used before. I've been looking at these things called like rhino tiles that are like almost like a fabric. But they have like kind of dark gray ones.
Yeah, and, I don't. I feel like that like traditional style doesn't do that much.
The foam.
Yeah, just those foam, those V-shaped foam ridgy things. I feel like they don't do that much.
I do need to look into some stuff to make it so that I don't hear so much noise coming from above me. It's fine. I do hear people because this where I'm set up is directly below the living room, and it's fine. But I mean, when the kids are like, they've been wild since we moved in here because it's a big change for them, and it's they're excited, but I mean they're sad at the same time. But it's all worth it seeing them like in their own bedrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So but I think that they're just excited, and it seems so weird at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
We got a $1 donation from James Heron. Thank you.
Thank you.
But I mean, it's going to take a while before everything is completely set up. But it'll be interesting on each week on the stream. You'll get to see it change and evolve, I guess.
Yeah,
I
mean it's hard. It's hard to tell in that little window, but
Yeah, but I mean, people will get to see it. You can see I have my setup over here. I was actually gonna put the games over there originally and put the systems and stuff behind me.
Yeah.
But I like this little recessed area, and I like the fact that everything can kind of. It makes the room seem bigger.
Yeah, and that way you don't have to be as meticulous with your wire management because that little indentation will kind of hide it.
Right.
I mean, it's good to be. I mean, it's good to be meticulous with your wire management, but my new setup is. I mean, I have to be meticulous with my wire management because I've got this drawer motion thing going on that sometimes it feels like it was a mistake, but it's also kind of been worth it.
Mm-hmm.
There is, not here, but there's a place somewhere in the game where there's like a shortcut, I think, to the end of the level. If you just like sink under some quicksand and go to the left.
We got a $1.99 donation from James Stiles saying, "Do you guys ever order pizza?" Heck yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm usually a cheapskate when it comes to ordering pizza. Like I very rarely get delivery. Just because it's not that big of a deal to go pick it up, and delivery charge and tip, and by then what I thought was going to be a pretty affordable meal ends up being kind of expensive. So I actually did I talk about last week how I ordered Hungry Howie's for the first time.
Yeah, you mentioned that. It was horrible.
Well, no. The pizza itself was fine. But the dipping sauce for the breadsticks was like, I could not believe how bad it was. It was so bad.
Tasted like vomit.
It didn't taste like anything that like people would eat. So what I was wondering is that the same sauce they put on the pizza? Because it just said Hungry Howie's pizza sauce on the little dipping can.
Hey, you guys see, and you see in the chat who's in the chat? We got Skip Rogers, world
Whoa.
video game champion, who commented on the VHS video. It seemed like, I think the VHS video has made a little miniature like a resurgence lately.
I wonder why.
Someone mentioned it earlier too, said that they enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, there was
What's his face? Larry Bundy commented on it.
Yeah,
So maybe
yeah.
he watched it and then maybe he shared it or something.
there was there was some activity on the Perfect Dark video as well, and I was thinking maybe that was because I guess Perfect Dark Zero takes place in 2020, so.
Look who's here in the background. Like,
Huh?
hey. You can,
Oh, Sophia? How's she reacting?
Oh, she's been very upset for a long time, and then now she's starting to get used to it. But she doesn't come down here very often. She hasn't been down here very much. But here she comes. She's gonna jump up. Come on.
Yeah, are you like leaving the basement door open most of the time?
Yeah. I mean, when we got the alarm system put in, I put a motion detector by the windows that are down here, just in case. But that's only like for when we go away for a while, and I'll close it then.
Oh, but I mean, I'm talking about like the door from. You mean there's a door?
Oh yeah.
I just meant like to the upstairs.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be open most of the time. I mean, so you can see back there, and there's a corner, and then there's a whole other area over there. And my wife's setting up her like miniature printing press and stuff over there, and there's gonna be a little kids area. So basically, what you're seeing right here is like going straight back to that wall. It's gonna be all my stuff.
And do you have like so much more room for your systems? Well, really, your games is. I mean, because you were in trouble in terms of your space.
Yes, I mean it should be a lot better. Hang on, really quick. We got a $2 donation. I don't know if I can do good Pacino impression. Is like I'm afraid it's gonna sound really bad. $2, but you gotta say it in your Al Pacino voice. He did like I can't do it. Like when he does that. Yeah, ooh-ah. Sorry,
I couldn't do it. I haven't seen enough movies with him.
It scared the crap out of Sophia. She like ran away. We also got a $19.99 from Sean Quinn.
Thank you. I got a message from him on Discord today.
Yeah, he says, it's a perfect game to be playing tonight. I've always loved how weird Super Mario Brothers 2 is compared to Super Mario Brothers. The whole family is stressing right now, going back to school tomorrow after the break. I'm just here chilling, exactly what I needed. Yeah, I mean, that's happening here too, because my wife goes back to work, and the kids go back to school tomorrow as well. And I don't have any projects going on right now, so I basically have to finish moving. So I'm just going to be continuing to do the move.
Well, hopefully
I
it won't.
Have a one, but it's not even a big thing.
Hopefully it won't stress you out watching how bad I'm going to be at this game.
No,
that's why I'm playing it, because I want to be much better at this game than I am.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's been a big change for the kids. So they're like, you know, especially having their own rooms and stuff, they're getting used to sleeping in by themselves, I guess. Really quick, we got a $1.99 from Brolic Pixel. Thank you. It says, awesome meeting you at Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. Going back this year, well, if we're invited, we had an awesome time at
yeah, I mean, absolutely one of the best conventions I've been to. I mean, it was,
yeah, the venue is awesome, and it's
so well organized. Like,
yes, it was amazing. And we got I'm way behind here, Ann. We got a $5 donation from Sincere Official. Thank you. He says, have you guys seen the new Xbox to Wii component adapter? I think it's a total game changer for getting 40p out of the Xbox for cheap. Yeah. It's like an adapter
use Wii component cables on an Xbox? I've not heard of that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I haven't seen that at all either. I mean, that's be useful, especially with the HD Retrovision Wii cables being out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you know the adapter performs well, is it like who released it? That's my first death, actually. I'm surprised.
We got a $3 donation from Mindforged Manacles. Thank you. It says, here's a few, but PSP to make cat return. She might come back. I don't know if she's been distressed so much lately from the move that I wonder if I've just like ruined her basement experience for the foreseeable future. We also got a $2 donation from our good friend Blade Blur. We haven't seen. I don't think we've seen him in a little while.
Yeah.
Says, miss you guys. Here is the 2020. Thank you. And it's 2020 is such a weird number, I think, for a year. It seems like so far in the future.
I mean,
the year is 2020.
I don't know if it feels that weird to me or not, though. I don't know. Like, as the decade moves on, like once we got past like the Back to the Future being in the past, like now, like nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah. I remember going to see Transformers the movie, the animated movie, when I was in New York. It was like they were showing like a 35mm print of it, and how funny it was at the very beginning. It's like the year is 2005.
Ooh, I'm maybe screwing up here.
Cheesemiser says, "What's next? 2021? Ha!"
Oh no, I have screwed up. Will they come back? I feel like I've screwed up here lots before. Oh. I don't think I could avoid that, actually. Because he automatically went all the way to the top.
Oh. So with the systems, the way I'm going to set them up is I have this big area over here on the wall, and I'm going to get several like these adjustable track shelves, and like they're like 71 inches long or something like that.
Wait, so you're not using your same old?
I'm not going to use the metal racks now.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to mount them to the wall. I have these like tracks, and it's like these Lowe's has these shelves that are a gray color that kind of match my desk.
Okay.
And they're perfect depth, and they're about almost 72 inches long, and I can just put several of them, and I can basically have all my systems like on the wall.
What are they wood or what? Because I was actually looking at shelves earlier today at Lowe's, because I want to put up like some shelves that will sort of help hide a little bit more like the behind the scenes workings of my setup.
Right.
Because that stuff ain't too pretty.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's basically what's going on here too.
Yeah. So I want to just like, it's not really meant to be like a functional shelf or anything. I just need something to hide it. So gray, actually, I was thinking like where in Lowe's was it? Was it with like like shelving brackets and stuff? Because that's where I was looking. I don't remember seeing.
I
I
mean,
don't
that's
remember seeing a
basically what it
gray
is.
one though.
The gray ones, I mean, they're made by Rubbermaid,
Oh,
apparently.
Rubbermaid. Okay.
but they're wood.
Huh. Okay.
Or-
I'll have to. I think I'm going to be back at Lowe's tomorrow. So.
we got a $2 donation from Scott F. Thank you. He says 2020 always seemed to be the future in 90s B movies. It's true. I mean, there's something about that. It's such a futuristic sounding number. It could be the best sounding year of my entire life, probably. Or be like 2050.
It's definitely the only time we're going to live to see a year that has the same number repeated like that.
Yeah.
Man, why is this Birdo just seems harder than usual for some reason? I'm having a hard time.
But ideally, if I can put all of these, if I can put several of those shelves and maybe space them out by like a foot and a half or so in between them, I can have more than enough space for all the systems I want to put on there, plus like different revisions if I wanted to, or in like the future expansion. I think it'll look neat if it fits what I had in mind, I guess. But of course, like behind me, you see like I have like 2 of these shelves that I've moved from the other place. Although, I have enough of a wall space that I wonder if I can ever take the what Game Dave is doing right now.
Oh, the wall that just goes on forever with games.
I mean, this goes on pretty far. Like, I'm going to go from basically right here to the following outlet down there, which is basically where the wall changes color.
Man, you've got to see Dave's
I'll have
someday.
a ton of space for expansion. I won't be able to use up all that now. But
like Dave's basement is just like so comically huge. Like I have no idea like how to expect yours to stack up.
yeah, well, we'll see. We got a $5 donation from Justin C.
Oh,
It says, I need you guys to do a live stream from Acabra and go over all the treasures that are wait there. A live stream. Well, maybe if we go back, we can probably stream from there.
maybe.
On the go.
I'd love to. I mean, it is almost exhausting, like just how much stuff there is to look at there.
We got a $4.99 donation from our friend Paul Sutton, who says $5, but you have to promise to stream Wipeout 2047, 27 years from now. I will do my best.
I mean, I bet we will.
Yeah, well,
Can't think of any reason we wouldn't, other than the fact that I don't really like Wipeout, so I'll leave that to you. Maybe by then, though, I'll have come to develop an appreciation for it.
Maybe. I got a $2 donation from Ben Brody, who says, "You gonna stream Ape Escape 2?"
I mean, it's possible.
You have it?
Yeah, I've got 2 and 3. There was a quick B-roll shot of them in the video. My B-roll folder for the episode is like so small compared to most episodes. There's not a lot of B-roll.
Can I tell you that right now I think this is a new record. It's got to be a new record. There's 655 people watching right now.
Wow.
No pressure or anything.
I think it's good to start the new year with a crowd pleaser game, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it was,
especially since I have no idea when I'm going to be the one that's going to be able to lead to be the one that's playing a game.
Well, You know, I actually played, you know, Japanese FDS Mario 2
2 years ago.
2 years ago. I think it might have been my first stream of the year as well. It probably was.
And also the first stream using this layout.
Oh, what? That's right. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That is right.
Sean Quinn, that's the washer, or the washing, not the washing machine, but the dishwasher that came with this house is a Kenmore. This is not AGDQ. I haven't watched it at all yet. I gotta put it on. Did it just start today, or is it going all week? Because
I'm not sure. I forgot that it was going on, and I went to the Backloggery stream page to double check what the schedule was for the next few weeks, and you know, Drum usually embeds events like that on the Backloggery chat just so people can like hang out with Backloggery people to watch it if they want. So I was like, oh yeah, I don't think anything was being played at the time though.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what day it even was. I thought yesterday was Sunday. I mean, it's weird. Like I've totally lost track of time because of this move. So we got a $1.99 from Chris. Thank you. He says, what do you think of the Analog Pocket? I was just talking to somebody about it today, about how I'm really excited to see how it comes out.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it too. I mean, the video I don't think is going to be as intense as some of the recent analog videos that we've done.
That's well, you know, we got.
I don't think it is because
a lot more systems though.
The video out isn't, you know, going to be available right away. So it's really going to be 2 videos. So I feel like there's only going to be so much we can, you know, do with the first video. So I'm excited about it, though, for sure. You know, especially once it's dockable. I've got a switcher hooked up right now as part of my new downstairs. Part of my new downstairs setup that's going to be just for FPGA systems like that. Although the Mister is part of my upstairs setup because I want to use it analog. I want to use analog with it. What's my favorite version of this game? I don't know. The Super Nintendo version is really good. I mean, I can't think of anything that's really all that different about the Super Nintendo version. It's pretty faithful as far as I know, other than the fact that it has infinite continues. A lot of times, though, these days, I find myself gravitating to the originals. Although I do like the look of the Super Nintendo one.
We got a $4.69 donation from Rick. It says OG Xbox component to HDMI FrameMeister is fuzzy. What
do you mean?
Component cable are you using? Are you using like one of the like $10 ones off of Amazon? Because there's a huge gap between those ones and official ones, and like and even the monster ones. Oh, Firebrand monster with Firebrand X profile. Interesting.
I would expect those to be good. I don't think I've used Monster Xbox cables myself. Have you?
No, but I've heard that they're very good.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know, the way that the FrameMeister looks in 480p is not the best for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. I mean, the OSSC 480p 2x, which gives you 960p, I think looks awesome with 480p on on the OSSC. If you don't like how that looks, then you just don't like how 480p looks. But you know, I mean that's the reality. You know, at that point you'll just have to accept, oh, it is a lower resolution, I guess. You know, that, or you know, go down the rabbit hole of either you know, converting component to VGA and looking that on a computer monitor, or a 480p capable PVM or BVM or something like that. You know, that's a rabbit hole. It's in unto itself.
Right. And there was there is a mod coming, an HDMI mod.
Oh yeah, that's right. Who was it that teased that?
I don't know exactly.
It was on Retro RGB, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember who's doing it though. Oh, it's got
Oh, it's over 700 people watching.
717. Geez, this is like this is far exceeding any previous record that we've ever had. We got our friend Carcinogen SCA is in the chat. Is he at Games Done Quick? I'm not sure if he was headed to it or not.
Is that still in like the DC area?
Yeah, I think so. And yes, how's the new house treating me? It's pretty awesome so far, but I still have to finish moving. I can't believe that we thought we were gonna be done in.
Oh, I knew it was. I knew it was gonna be.
Listen, like, to be honest, I am amazed at the amount of wires that I have, and this is just like this is all stuff that I was using.
You know what's funny is part of my as part of my reorganization process. Like, I am using up like a more significant portion of my HDMI cables than I expected. Like, you know, I've still got a lot of like ultra long ones and stuff like that, but I'm really using up a lot of them.
Well, I think that I'm going to be using significantly less here, mainly because I don't have to have as long of runs for everything. Mm-hmm. I was surprised at the amount of like the longer runs that I had to do to go from one side of the room to the other. You know, it's about, I had to have like 25, 30 feet or more sometimes. And considering the fact that it's like right here, I think I can get away with basically 10 feet most of the time. But the cool thing is I have this set up right here, and before my big TV was all behind me and stuff, but now I'm just gonna be able to like shift myself over here and be able to play on the big TV if I wanted to. Like,
from that seat.
Yeah, I might want to like move it over there a little bit more, but for all intents and purposes, I can just do it from here and not have it be a thing. One of the big things that I made a decision to do is to skip having a couch entirely. I'm gonna go with just like, I'm gonna use this recliner and I'll see if I can get another one, and I'll just put them on each side of the ottoman. And I just think that it makes it feel more open up here, or more open in here, and doing it that way. And also, I spent most of my time in this chair playing games on another monitor anyways. Mm-hmm. And it's nice just having the space. And also, if I'm like filming stuff in here, it just makes it so much easier to move that stuff around.
I think it's nice though to have like a separate chair that's just like, all right, I'm kicking back, you know.
Well, I mean, I will do that. I will totally put that on the other side of the ottoman when I can afford something like that. I mean, I would like to get a real nice one.
Yeah.
The other thing I've also thought about doing is changing my computer chair to see if I can get just like kind of a more typical, chair to you'd use at a computer, and then save this for like over there.
Yeah. If you do that, you definitely want to get a nice one, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I was actually looking very casually at some furniture today because for my new room, I'm absolutely planning to get different seating than what I've got in there now. What I've got in there now is just like an old love seat and then a chair from my parents' house, which I mean they're okay, but they fit a little awkwardly in there. And the couch is kind of ugly. But I was like, maybe I kind of want to do that sooner than later. And so I was looking at like some sectional style couches, where you could, pick and choose kind of, the pieces that you would need. But then I was kind of like thinking like, maybe I should have more like, I should move like the seating that I'm sitting on now. Maybe I should move that upstairs and get something new for in here.
Right.
Oh, whoops. I need to ride those. Actually, that potion bottle didn't come back. Oh, it did come back. There's gotta be a mushroom somewhere. Where would the mushroom be?
Someone had mentioned, do I have waterproof carpet down here? No, but this house is on a big hill, but I do get a little bit of runoff, like if it's raining a lot. And they apparently had like a teeny little bit of flooding in here, to the point where it just like made some of the carpets a little bit wet. Because of that, they put all this money into the basement, and that's why they redid the whole floor. And they put something like $15,000 into this basement, and like built this. They had this company called Everdry come through and like
not Everdrive,
right? Everdry, and they just it has this huge trench around everything, and there's a big sump pump back there, which goes off when it's raining. It goes off like every once in a while. Like it doesn't even need to. I wonder if there's a way to make it so it like just doesn't. And it's all on a battery backup. It's crazy. And it does have like a lifetime warranty and all this other stuff, which does transfer to new owners and everything. But to be safe, I have everything up. Like everything's has legs on it, and I will be mounting all of my.
Oh, this is my last life. That's bad.
All of my surge protectors like off the wall and everything like that. So I think that the only reason the flooding happened is because this like a drain like had kind of gotten some dirt in it, and it just like filled up.
Oh, so it wasn't even caused by like outside water?
Right. Well, it was caused because like outside water, and it was like the drain was filled up with like dirt and stuff that had accumulated over 22 years.
Okay, so it's not really like a problem with like the lay of the land or anything.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, we're super high up actually. I think when you come and visit next time, you're gonna be surprised because it's on this big hill, and when you go around the corner, you can see like all of Cincinnati, and it's gonna be awesome for the summertime with fireworks and everything. So I mean, I guess there's always some sort of risk involved with anything, but I mean, at the same time, I was up in my attic where it was 1 billion degrees, and that couldn't have been good for anything either.
Yeah. I mean, your new house is probably going to preserve your stuff a little bit better. It's going to be less humidity, less heat, less
Exactly.
less temperature swings.
EverDry installed this dehumidifier that's like built into the wall. I put like a rocker switch on it so I can turn it off, but it just like leave it running all the time, except for when I need it to be quieter. So I mean, it's just I feel confident in how everything is gonna survive down here, better than it would have in the other house. But it's interesting. I mean, that house is 140 years old. This is only 22, and it's amazing, especially the kids, just how I think that it feels so much brighter in here, like just the house in general. Seems like it has so much more sunlight coming into it. And at the old house, the kids like Monty especially hated going upstairs to like play by himself. He didn't want to be upstairs in his bedroom and stuff like by himself. He's just like, I don't want to be up there by myself. And here he's just like, he has no problem.
That's cool.
Like immediately. And not only that, but I mean, in the old house, he would wake up in the middle of the night, you know, and like yell for us to come and get him, and so he can come in bed with us and stuff. And here, like the first night he slept here, like he still came in to our room, but he just got up on his own and came in on his own. So it's just something. It feels right. We got $4.99 from Franklin Brown saying almost to 800 people. Let's go, boys.
What the heck was that? Wow, that's insane. I don't understand.
I mean, it's crazy.
These crowd pleaser games, though, you know?
We should have a crowd pleaser every week. I don't know if we could.
You know, people used to, like, back in the day, people, like, said this game was bad. It's like one of those situations where, like, the weird game, like, back in the day, like, most people didn't really like it. And then, you know, these days, usually people only say, well, actually, you know, the weird one was good.
Yeah. Sean Quinn saying, what's the most ever people on a MLiG stream? Before this, I think it was something like 560 or something like that.
Oh, we've probably been 600 before, but...
It was like close to 600, like maybe 600, maybe almost 600.
No coins? Am I loaded up on coins?
This is far beyond anything that we've ever had before.
Yeah, this is crazy.
But yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about something like this. It's a crowd pleaser, and it's people enjoy it, you know.
I had A coins.
What is the deal with going into the mouth every time as you're crouching?
Oh, like that's just reflex. I've always have I really been consistently doing that?
Yeah, like every time.
It's like for me,
I thought it was like an accident a couple times, but
no, like for me, it's like jumping on Mega Man screen scrolls. You know, like you always have to jump on a screen transition, right? Like it's the same. It's the same sort of weird, psychologically pleasing thing, I guess. I don't know. I've always done that. Like I never really even thought about it that much. Like I don't know.
Smokey Atrocious is saying, I just got a LG C7 recently with a soundbar, I've noticed that there was a slight audio delay with the OSSC to the soundbar compared to the PBM speakers. Have you ever experienced that? I haven't used the soundbar, so I can't.
I mean, I know some TVs and soundbars give you a like an audio delay adjustment. Although when you say you're hearing a delay on the OSSC, is that I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear the whole message. Did like is it is it like going through like your computer speakers or something like that? Because you will, of course, hear delay like through your computer speakers. Like usually if I have like if I'm like listening in OBS, like there will be it can't spawn in here. Like if you have OBS open and you have it set to monitor the audio, you're not going to you're always going to have a little delay through OBS with the OSSC compared to your speakers or soundbar or whatever.
We had a $2 donation from Show saying almost 800. Go.
we were when I was doing those slots, we were at 777. Not that it gave me much more luck.
Sean Quinn says, seriously, I was psyched when I saw Super Mario Brothers 2. Who doesn't want to see you go through it? Especially when we haven't been able to see the rest of the game ourselves.
I actually, when I recorded Ninja Gaiden 3 for the end of the year video, this was, a few days after I did the NES beat. And I actually played through all of the Famicom version. It only took me 33 minutes.
We got a 99-cent donation from Ty. Who's just attached a emoji. It's just a face drooling. Thank you. We also got a $10 donation from 8-Bit Plus.
Wow.
Who asks, who does the editing of your guys' videos? I love the retro game sound effects you guys use. I've emulated the same thing in my videos. I love it. Thank you. We actually do all the editing ourselves. We are video professionals by trade. So, I mean, that's just like editing is like, I mean,
I think you meant like which one of us between the two of us does it. And we both edit.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the episode. We've kind of got a new plan for how to balance the duties a little bit better.
The duties
going forward in terms of like, we're going to trade off to where instead of like, okay, this episode is my episode and I'm doing 90% of the work on it, writing, B-roll, all that stuff. And editing, we're going to change it up to where like the person who is really the one that is least capable of gathering materials on the subject, maybe you don't have a certain system or maybe you don't have as much experience with the system. You're actually going to be the editor. So
right.
We're the other person is going to be feeding the other person stuff. We've done several episodes that way. And it's much more fun to only be editing.
Yes.
As opposed,
you don't have to stop and gather footage for certain things. You can just say, "Hey, I need this." I was gonna say, someone asked, "How did you get into the industry?" I mean, you worked for your college out of school.
That's a warp. I'm pretty sure I'm not taking that.
I mean, you got a job basically right out of college.
Yeah.
For at your college.
Yeah.
Which you stayed at for a while.
Yeah, until like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. And I had a much different path. I mean, I finished college, went to school for video, and I have a real passion for editing. And this was like at a time that was where digital editing wasn't super accessible to people at home. And I had like a pirated version of Adobe Premiere, not even Adobe Premiere Pro, but it was just Adobe Premiere. But in school proper, I learned a program called Media 100, which I think is still around, but nobody uses it anymore. But at the time, it was basically the like what Final Cut Pro became. And now Adobe Premiere is taken from them. But the thing is, as soon as I got out of school, I didn't like, it was worthless essentially. And so I got a internship. Well, I guess I went through a really bad breakup, and I was like, I got to get out of here. And I got an internship at a post-production training facility in New York City. And I went out and interviewed for it, and then I got it, and then I just packed up and went. I knew one person. The only person I knew in New York City at the time was Matt McCheskey, who wrote our theme song.
Oh, he doesn't even live in New York City anymore, though.
No. I mean, he had been living there for a couple of years, and I just went there and I did this internship, and basically, because I did this internship, I essentially answered phones for 3 months, and because of that, I got to take as many classes as I wanted to. So I just learned. That's where I learned Avid. That's where I learned Final Cut. That's where I learned some After Effects. And the thing is you're in these classes with like 4 or 5 people. There's this place called Future Media Concepts. I think that's what it's called. And I was in these classes, these small classes with other people that worked at like MTV and stuff. So I was able to network that way, and I started getting some freelance jobs that way. And I worked on a whole bunch of different stuff after I finished that. I kind of was able to roll that into like kind of a career at the time.
Did you have to learn tape editing?
No, I learned that basically on actual jobs.
Oh, so you like in college you never did like a tape editing project?
No, I mean I did stuff like that like earlier, but that's I in college I had to do like one like film to film edit. I know that I'm really behind on donations, so I'll catch up here in a second. But I freelanced for several years and eventually got a staff job at a post house, and that's I was like their main digital editor for about 7 years. And the last year I was there is when we started the channel.
Wow, were you really there only one more year?
No, I mean we started the channel in October, and I was laid off in January. Or yeah, it was January because it was right before I moved here.
Wow.
Really quick, we got a $2 donation from Jason Hubbard. Thank you. He says Luigi wants to make himself bite-sized. Probably happened a while ago. I'm sorry.
I keep I keep shrinking, I guess.
We got a $5 donation from Game Toy Collector, who says possibility of being in Ohio. I have 4 Sony PVM 14L2 monitors I could sell trade. Big fan of your videos. I can't wait to see your content this 2020. I'm actually just down by Cincinnati. So, I mean, it depends on where you are. I probably can't buy any more PVMs, especially now after moving. But, I mean, I'm sure that I could probably connect you with people who might be interested.
You were saying that this move might be the first time your wife has really seen the extent of your sickness.
Yes, and I will get into that as soon as I get the rest of these. We are over 800. We're at 832. I missed 2 donations from Paul Sutton. Looks like let me go to the Streamlabs page and read them. I'm very sorry. I'm so far behind.
Oh, phew, that was almost really bad.
Let's see, what does he say here?
This is the only boss in the game that, other than Wart, that doesn't have a repeat.
He says, I think someone's saying play Sonic Mania, and Paul Sutton says $2, but you cannot play Sonic Mania tonight. And then Josh Fry donated $5 saying, please never play Sonic Mania on stream. Keep up the good content, guys. We just got a $2 donation from Joshua Helmick. He's saying we're over 800 now. We're over 800. We're at 830.
I don't get it.
Jeez, thank you, everybody. But yeah, I was gonna say, like, in terms of moving, I feel like this might have been the first time that my wife has seen the extent of everything all in one place, and she's just like, you gotta be kidding me. This is ridiculous. And I was talking in Game Dave mentioned it because he just recently moved, and he had a similar situation. As he said, his wife was like, why do you have 5 PS2s?
But you know, the thing is, like, Dave's old house was like very small.
Yes.
And they both, like, you know, watch TV and stuff in the basement. So it's not like she was unfamiliar with, you know,
exactly.
the area, the downstairs. But like, I can understand, you know, that she, you know, probably didn't really know what was like in the deep dark corners.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this situation,
like, your wife probably basically never went like behind the curtain where your game collection was.
She has no interest in it, you know, and this is basically the first time seeing all this, and especially like pulling the wires. She's just like, I mean, I seriously have like boxes and boxes of wires, and I don't even understand how that even happened.
You know, I was thinking about it when I was hooking up my stuff today. Like, you know, we think like, you know, video game system design like is like some, you know, super complicated thing, right? But when you think about it, like wiring system to switch to monitor and, you know, multiple monitors, you are building a system.
Yes.
Of a kind, and, you know, people who know how to, you know, put these different processors and stuff together to actually make like a video game system. I mean, you know, it kind of makes you wonder how far off are we, you know, true. Being able to wire up that stuff. It's on a totally different scale.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, especially since the fact that, you know, you're right. I was up in the attic, so a lot of the stuff that I get is just like she sees it like maybe come in like one at a time, but this and that, you know. Mm-hmm. And when you try to move it all, I mean, I have like 6 boxes of games I haven't even like unpacked over there, and like, it's over the top. I mean, like I think about it like it's almost like it makes me embarrassed, kind of, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, you know, it's just the way it happens. I gotta tell you that the movers that we had for a day, were these like younger college kids, and they were like moving the other stuff in the house, and then finally when they were supposed to move some stuff in the attic, they came in, and like we're not expecting it. They were not expecting it, and it was kind of funny. I mean, if you just excuse my language for a minute, the one kid like walks in and he just like says to himself, he's just like saying, he goes, "This is dope as fuck." I'm like, well, You know, it's just funny. It was a very funny situation. And you said you've had a similar situation where you've had people come to like work on something in your house.
Oh yeah. Well, like when my computer chair was delivered, that was last October. There was, I think, 3 guys that delivered it. And, you know, one guy, you know, he was, you know, probably in his 30s like me. And, you know, the other 2 guys were a little younger, and he was like, "Oh man, original Nintendo." He's like, it's like, man, these guys just don't get it. They don't understand, but
Jared White is asking, do I ever get concerned about movers potentially damaging expensive gear like your FrameMaster OSSC? I moved all that stuff myself.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that they really moved was like the dressers and stuff like that. Things that were too much.
Yeah, probably the last time that movers have moved my stuff. Well, there were a couple of things when I moved here that were moved by movers. You know, probably would have moved everything myself if it weren't for that 36-inch CRT I used to have.
Mm-hmm.
But because of that, I needed some movers. So movers moved some things, but mostly me and my parents did all the move to here. But the last time movers moved my stuff, I mean, was probably like when my parents moved from Delaware to Michigan when I was still in college. And, you know, obviously the stuff that that I have now doesn't compare to what I had then. But I think every time we moved when I was a kid, I think I always moved my games myself. Like, yeah. There were other things that they would move, but games, no.
Yeah.
That's where the shortcut is.
We got a $2 donation from Dominic Rinaldi. Thank you. He says, "You, sir, are dope AF." And also a $2 donation from Dustin Kramer saying, "How much to hear try say the F word?" Well, it depends.
Whoa! I forgot about that huge door. I mean, you know, you'll just have to use your imagination there.
We got $5 donation from Justin C. Again, thank you. It says, "Nothing wrong with fan favorites. Let's see Super C or Blaster Master next." I'm in the minority of Blaster Master sometimes. I don't think so. Blaster Master
I think it's relatively popular. I mean, yeah. It's always surprised me that Blaster Master is still like a cheap game. Like, and Bionic Commando too. Like, those, for some reason, those are games that, like, I feel they should not be as cheap and common as they are.
Kim Joseph says, "It's free if the word you mean is fun." The word fun that's the real F word.
Man, it's probably been so long since I played this level without taking the shortcut. There have been several points in this game where it's like, man, like, because most of the times I've beaten this, I've used warps. I mean, I have beaten it probably, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 times without warps before. But for Mario, that's relatively few times for me. But there's been a lot of levels it's just like, man, this part's not ringing a bell at all, you know?
Yeah, something must be going on with
Whoa, we're zero watching now. Did we break the limit? The viewer limit?
It's still, I mean, people are saying it's still streaming. It says 0 now.
We must have broken YouTube streaming.
Either that or it's because because I used the bad word. So like they're like, you guys are done. It's over.
Oh, we're back to 873.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, man. If we can make it, the idea that we could possibly make it to over 900, and the fact that it could almost make it to 1,000 would be mind blowing.
That would be mind blowing. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Next year, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It would be awesome if we made the 1K.
You know, like that, sure. like it's always cool seeing that a lot of people are watching, but I never feel like nervous about that or anything, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. At this point now, especially since I like the fact that the chat is not scrolling.
Yeah, it's still very watchable.
Yeah.
Or it's easy to participate still, you know? Yeah. It's like not on that level. Like actually it's shocking that this many people are watching like during AGDQ of all times.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wonder if maybe it's like there's something that people don't enjoy and everyone's choosing to watch this instead.
What if they're playing Mario too? They're like, you know, I'd rather see some amateur play Mario instead.
I mean, how far are you into this?
I think this is the end of World 6. So World 7's the last world, and there's only 2 levels in World 7.
Oh, okay.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I don't remember this Triclides arena very well. Oh no, I feel like this is going to go downhill. Oh no, this could be really hard. I wish I had an extra hit.
Is there continues in this?
Yeah, but
you go back to the beginning of the world.
You go back to the beginning of the world, and they are. Oh, geez. Actually, that's where I should have been building my barricade.
We got a $4.99 donation from Adam Faircloth. That's an awesome last name, Faircloth. Thanks for MLiG. Thank you. Drumata says, if I have the SNES and GBA versions of this game, which one do you recommend I try? I've never really gotten into the game.
Easily Super Nintendo.
Because you don't have the
voices, yeah. And I heard that they just like did so many weird things. They're just like kind of gimmicky, show off the GBA sort of things that, you know, are kind of unnecessary maybe.
Brian Briggs, yes, I did get the Bitcoin donation from it. Just like it randomly showed up on the other day. Bitcoin is so interesting. I mean, you send like the 0.001855587 of a Bitcoin, and it's like still equal to like $15 or something like that. I think it might have been 15. I know that someone sent one last week that was like 0.005 fifth of a Bitcoin. It was still like $38 or something like that. It is pretty crazy.
Okay, yeah, this is the second to last level. So I'm on my last life. And there's probably only one continue.
If you don't beat it tonight, you're still going to keep on going.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, we got a $5 donation from Dower, who says, I heard that Beta testing is live for Professor Abrasive's Saturn Satiator. Have you guys been checking the progress? I haven't. I haven't been, like, this last like week. I haven't really been following anything, but that's cool. So I mean, I know that it was unknown how long it was going to be for a while there, but it's good to see that it's.
That was a really long time ago that was announced.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's
like I don't know how long ago, but it feels like it was a good while ago for sure.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like, I mean, if it's as good as it is everything else, I mean, that's going to be my preferred method, because I'd rather have the drive in there to use if you wanted to, just to have the best of both worlds. I'd put it in my Model 1 Saturn probably.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would use it for sure. Because I've only got one Saturn, and I don't have that many games for it. I mean, you know, I usually only put the time into games that I actually own, but it would still be nice to be able to easily access a lot more Saturn games for, you know, recording and whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
We got a $5 donation from Fonzie Theorem, who says, "Hey guys, what games do you recommend for someone new to the Sega CD?"
Well, my first Sega CD game was Road Adventure.
Yes, Road Adventure is the #1 game you should play. Maybe, I mean, it's such a crowd pleaser, I think. I mean, everyone's will tell you like the expensive ones, and I mean, it's true. Like all the working, like Lunar 1 and 2 and Powerful Mail are all well worth playing. Snatcher is amazing, but remember that it can play burns. So if you can just get ISOs and you can just play those without even needing any mod. So that's always nice. Barry Arm, the Android Assault. Barry Arm is very good, and that's a game that I never played when it came out, for sure. I always got it confused with there's another one called it had a very similar name to it. I think I always got it, or Stellar Assault, I think it was, that I always got it confused with.
Oh no. Oh man. There's real risk of dying out here.
Uh-oh. We got a $10 donation from Daniel Alexander. Thank you.
Wow.
He says, "Hi guys, big fan. I have 2 questions. Do you both still use a FrameMeister for your home setups, or are you now using only just the OSSC? Also, any chance of a future video with your gaming setups?" Thank you. It's I mean, I think that we mostly use the OSSC. I use the FrameMeister for 480i stuff most of the time. I think that I don't mind the Bob D interlace. It's just that I think it gives a good impression of what interlacing looks like on a CRT.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if I'm just like sitting and playing a game, I will basically use the FrameMeister for that.
I've got a bad feeling here.
Also, any chance of a future video with your gaming setups? Yes, actually. I mean, try to just like refurnish an empty room in his house. It was unfinished room, as like kind of a new setup room, and you've been documenting the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And I just moved to a new house 3 days ago, so I've been shooting a lot of stuff. But it's just been more like using my phone camera. I mean, it's a iPhone 11 Pro, so I'm shooting 4K 30, so I feel okay about the quality of it.
Yeah, I've been shooting, just with my regular camera, just stuff all along the process. So we're both going to do individual, new setup videos.
Yes. Yours will probably be have a lot more in it because, I'm doing all this stuff, but I can't use my regular camera to set up each time I move stuff. So I've been just shooting stuff on the fly. And once I get everything all in here and I really start putting things together, then I'll start shooting more and documenting more of the process. But it's just, I think that if I was doing that now, my wife would be like, this is so obnoxious that you're doing this, especially when we have so much to do.
Whew. I gotta get this level right on the first go. I don't think there's another continue.
We're at 909. Man. You guys are starting out the year good. Our first stream of the year. And this is
Oh no.
probably never going to come close again for the rest of the year.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Adam Faircloth says this section frequently ties me up in Super Mario Brothers 2. No matter how well I'm doing, I always throw a bunch of lives away sooner or later on this part. And even I was just looking at my phone and I saw that Mike Chi replied to the tweet about this stream, saying, "Good luck. I just rage quit an hour ago on 7-1 at the ladders with the stupid round glowing thingies."
Oh. I didn't have too much trouble with that part, but that's because I'm Luigi, and you can just jump straight to the ladder. Is this where there's? I can't remember if this is where there's a mushroom somewhere.
We got another donation from Daniel Alexander, saying for $2. Thank you. It says, any thoughts on SNES game Cybernator? Thanks.
Oh, great game.
Yes, it's very, very good. I love the.
Oh no! I couldn't jump over it because I had the thing. I didn't think the other one was. Oh no!
Is that a real game? Okay, there is.
That is a real game over. Well, you know what? Since I got to World 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say I can use warps.
Okay. Let's do it. Cybernator is amazing though. It's maybe the best one in the series. Although I have a special place for Target Earth or Assault Suit Lanos.
I like the remake of Assault Suit Lanos.
Because it plays like
Cybernator. I don't like the controls of the original version. It's just a mean game.
Oh, we got another pair dropping the mic from our good friend Scott Davis.
Oh, whatever that means. Maybe that's a new meme.
We're at 922.
Jeez. Why does it keep going up? I don't understand.
I feel like if we just keep on trying this game, we would make it to 1,000. Can you imagine? I can't imagine having 1,000 people watching this stream. Justin C is saying, I want my money back. Did I miss a question or something? Or something earlier?
Does he want his money back because I decided I was going to be okay using warps?
Maybe.
I mean, there's still time to back out of that idea.
We got another £1 donation from Pedro Lax. Thank you. Daniel Alexander with another donation. Jeez, thank you. He's saying, do you both use the same 4K capture card? We both have the live game or 4K, but it's like, I mean, it's not either of our main capture cards, I don't think, unless I use it for like modern systems.
Right now I'm using it for most modern stuff. Sometimes, especially for systems like NES or Master System that don't have a lot of colors, sometimes the way that it captures looks a little wrong sometimes. But like for 3D games for sure, no problem. I would eventually like to get something else for down here that, but it's just like, another Magewell card would just be like so expensive. I really like the Magewell though. All right, what do you think? Am I using warps?
It's up to you, man. I mean, if it took you a little bit over an hour to get to that where you were at just now.
Yeah, well, it was a good bit more than an hour. Oh.
I mean, we didn't start until... You probably didn't start playing until 9.
It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Looks like people want warps.
We got $1.99 from Paul Sutton, who says $100, but you got to break 1,000 viewers. Well, I mean, we'll see what we can do. It was down to like 8.
Oh, it's going down now.
But now it's up to 902. Is that the first scroll song 9:02 p.m. or is it 9:02 a.m.? Really great song.
All right, well, this is the big warp. This is 1 to 4. Sometimes I mess up on the World 4 warp, be warned. But if you mess up on the World 4 warp, there is a warp in World 5. I forget where it goes to exactly though.
What is it? We got a donation from Rich for $2 saying no warp.
How much? Well, I mean, it's too late now.
Oh.
There was a lot of demands for warps, though. I remember the warp here in World 4. I remember way back, the lady that cut my mom and my hair, like when I was a little kid. I remember going there and, I think my hair was cut and then my mom's hair was being cut, and in my memory, I think we just went to their house, and she had like a little hair cutting setup, and I went where her son was playing Mario 2, and he showed me how to do the World 4 warp on the whales. But I sometimes mess it up though, so no guarantee here.
We got a $5 donation from Andrew Ritchie saying a glass of whiskey and MLiG playing Super Mario Brothers 2, a great way to end the weekend. Well, thank you. It's funny because this whole movie thing has been such a long drawn out thing. My wife was gonna do a dry January, and like it's not been possible with like how long this exhausting this has been. Is that
a thing people do?
Yeah, you just don't.
Oh shoot! I forgot you automatically drop your potion when you try to do a jump. Is there another potion? I don't think there's another potion. That was it right there. Dang it. Oh wow. I'm gonna miss one warp and I'll do the next warp. So we're finding a middle ground here, I guess.
Oh yeah, $5 donation from Bobby Patterson. Thank you. It says, I just pulled out my childhood Dreamcast. I need an RGB masterclass. Can you give us a hint when it's coming? I mean soonish.
I would like to think soonish.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard to. So what are plan for the documentary series is originally it was going to be like we wanted to get all of them done so that we could then just release them bang, bang, bang 5 weeks in a row. We decided that's just unrealistic. It's messing up our workflow. We can't.
I used to be on the side.
We can't do that. So
we're gonna be alternating.
So we're gonna be alternating. So until we like get a couple of those done, it's hard to guess whether like an RGB 200 level episode will be possible while we're in the midst of doing that. It might be, but it's really hard to say, especially because we would probably, like, we've talked about me editing the Dreamcast episode, and that would make it difficult to do if I did edit it. Just because you can gather more B-roll and footage and material for Dreamcast than I can.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, right now we're focused on getting that first episode out this month, ideally. And I mean, just like
I just remembered. I think there's I think if you ride that egg past where I got off, I think you go all the way to the end of the level. I just remembered that, and I wish I had done that to experiment. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to do it. So, I mean, if you figure there's 5 parts, I mean, the series is probably going to be going on through May. But keep in mind, we're also going to be releasing other episodes in the middle of it, but they're mostly going to be ones Coury will be editing. So it's hard to guess right now.
Yeah. We did not quit the G-Roll channel. We just haven't uploaded anything to it in a long time. I would like to get back to just doing that because I think that's a cool idea. But I haven't had a chance to really think about it in a while. It's not dead or anything.
Not officially.
Not officially dead. How far are we on the Super Gun episode? I mean, we're a little bit into it. We have some stuff left over from years ago as well. The other thing is like this whole move thing for me was not something that was, I guess, planned.
Yeah, I mean, you only even discovered the house like a month ago.
Well, like the beginning of, beginning of November probably. Maybe mid November.
I thought it was after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I guess I would have had to have been because it was after you were here. And that was the beginning of November, wasn't it?
That was the beginning of November.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess it would be right around like middle of the month or so. We had a $2 donation from Potbelly Punch who says, "Do either of you have a Mister set up?" Yes. We both do. I
was working on my Mister wiring today. I have not used mine nearly as much as Coury has, but I want that to change.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I'm really into it right now.
It's just when I got mine, like I was already kind of in the process of changing so much of my setup, so I just haven't really had the chance to really do what I want with it.
Yeah. Jason WB is saying you moved the early didn't take long to close on the house? I mean, it did. I mean, it took about a month from when we decided to, when we came to a final price and then closed. It was felt like a long time. It just, the way that it happened is because it was so close to Christmas, it like really screwed everything up. It was very hard to pull the house apart and do stuff that close to Christmas.
That was lousy.
The old house is not sold. We have a little bit of work we need to do, but it's going to go on the market probably in like a week and a half or so, I'm guessing.
Are you done with fixing up the basement?
Yeah. I mean, we had to put like a new sewer pipe in the basement, and it's doing something like that is super expensive. I mean, it's to save money. We actually ended up digging the trench ourselves, and it still cost $3,000.
Jeez.
And we then we filled in the trench ourselves too. So we like did the cement and everything. It actually looks better than it looked like before, I think. And then there was a window down there that we put a whole new window in down there. So it's kind of cool. I mean, nobody is going to even care about it at all, except for us, really.
Well, but they would have cared if it wasn't fixed.
Exactly. But I mean, once we have everything out of the house, which will hopefully be by the end of the week, we have a lot of like patching and stuff to do. In terms, besides so much stuff like on the.
I mean, have you already talked to like a realtor about listing it and stuff?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we have our realtor that was with us for this house is going to do that house.
Oh, okay. Are you going to like stage the house, like, you know, where they put
yeah. I mean, we're
furniture?
leaving some stuff. I mean, not fake furniture, but I mean the couches in the attic, like that's staying. We have no reason to bring it. I mean, there's certain things that we there's no real need for in this house.
Mm-hmm. Is there just like a lot of like cleaning that you need to do, just in terms of?
Oh, totally.
I imagine like it's got to be like really dusty, like where you've left it in places.
Oh, definitely. I mean, but we can, like both of us working together, we can make it pretty good, I think. And we just gotta hope it sells soon, because
yeah,
if it doesn't, if we're like have 2 mortgages for,
but there's just no way you couldn't
a
have
little while, like that's like.
You couldn't have sold it first, though. I mean, you just couldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, we had talked about it, but there's just too much stuff in there to even stage it.
Yeah.
They would have like made us empty it out and put it all in storage anyways.
Yeah.
So
and then you'd be paying for storage.
Yeah, exactly. And I hope that it sells fairly quick. I mean, I know that this time of year is not like the best time to sell a house, but I feel good because it's in a part of town that is very close to like an area that's called the East Row, where it's all these historic homes that are super expensive, but ours is like a block and a half away from that. So our house is like is cheaper, but it's like nice and the same age as those. But also, if you're part of like the historic district, there's a whole bunch of rules you have to follow in terms of fixing stuff. It has to be to a certain code, because it can't be like, it has to maintain the historical aspect of it. It has to be done in a certain way, and people won't have that limitation. But also, like, just the area in general is been really picking up in the last several years. And also there's a $40 million music venue going in, like just about a 10-minute walk away. So I think that the idea that we could sell to potentially somebody who is younger and more ambitious than we are. That feel like doing some repair and stuff on a house. Probably be like to our benefit. So I guess we'll see. We had a $2 donation a while back from Ben Brody saying, "I like turtles."
I watched that Toys That Made Us. I only watched the Turtles episode on Netflix, and I was like the first time I'd ever like actually seen like Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, like the creators of Turtle. Like I'd never seen them before. It was like, it was like kind of sad because like they were like super best friends. And then like, I think over time, I think it was Kevin that like, I think it was just sort of feeling like a little like checked out of the whole Turtles thing. And I don't think Peter was. And like there were like a lot of like creative decisions with like, the show and things that like, he was just like, yeah, sure, why not sign off on? And Peter was like, no, that's stupid.
Yeah, well, there's the thing I didn't realize is the age difference.
Yeah.
That plays a lot into it.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure. Like, I think Peter was like, he was younger and like, there were just things he wanted to do,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I can understand that. Kill Pain 8787 asked earlier if they buy the old house, will I autograph it?
What was funny was you could see this Smash, not that you even like are a Smash Brothers guy, but you could see this like Smash Brothers poster like through the window if you like really looked up toward the attic from the street.
Yeah.
I always thought that was funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it, but I don't really feel all that sad about it. I am totally into this new place. Oh, we got Voltar in the chat. Oh. We also got a $2 donation from from Fonzie Theorem, saying, "What are the chances we'll ever see an FPGA N64?"
I've been hearing people sounding like a lot. Whoa, Berto respawned. I think I've seen that happen before, actually. I've been seeing some people acting pretty optimistic about N64 on Mister, actually. So I mean, I don't know if that's something that's going to happen, in the next year or two, but people definitely seem to be thinking it's very possible. I don't know to what extent that much is known about like some of the custom chips on the N64, I just don't I don't know where we're at with that.
Yeah. Voltar, if you're still here, I sent you a message on Discord earlier today.
I mean, I think like if N64 ended up on Mister, I think it would, you would have that 240p output option. But I don't think. What? I heard a computery voice coming from my computer. What did it say?
I didn't hear anything.
There was something. There was I heard like a computer voice that said something.
It said
probably went over the stream.
It said the water pressure doesn't inspire much confidence.
The way that toilet flushes does not inspire much confidence.
It does not inspire, that toilet does not inspire much confidence.
Yeah. I don't know what it said. Probably went over the stream. That was weird. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, it looks like we're no longer going to hit that 1,000.
Yeah, we're down.
We're losing steam. People were invested in the original run.
Yep.
Oh, I got so close. But see, that's why I need to do this game this year. You know, like I need. Like sort of the original idea was like I like the idea of just like adding a game to my repertoire of games that I could just like, you know, I've got an hour to play a game, pop it in and beat a game. You know what I mean? Like, and I do not feel that confident about Mario 2. Not as confident as I would like to be. And it's like, you know, I need to change that.
Wait, the Golden Globes are tonight? They're tonight? I don't even understand. Like, when did the nominees even get announced?
Is that music? Or is that movies? I don't pay attention to this crap at all. That's movies. Okay. I could not even begin to care less about awards.
That's weird. I mean, I didn't like. Are they earlier than normal? We got a $4.99 from Franklin Brown. Thank you. It says, you guys think Analog Pocket will play other cores made by the community? SNES Genesis is supposed to be developer friendly.
I mean, it's supposed to be. I mean, we'll
that'd be really cool.
We'll see what happens.
You know, the Genesis I could see. You know, it's like make it like the Nomad.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nomad, I should open that up. I sent my Nomad off to Mobius Strip Tech, who put the triple bypass mod in it.
Oh, so what exactly can it do now?
He also put a new screen in it.
Does that make it so that you can use?
I can use the Mega SD.
Yeah.
It came yesterday. I had not had a chance to. It's funny because I'm so used to like the last 20 years of my life not having like a real mailbox at the end of a driveway, and I have like a mailbox at the end of the driveway. And I had some things sent here, and I was expecting to see it like right by my door. And I'm like, oh, I guess it just didn't come today. And then I go and I was like, oh wait, I have a mailbox.
Yeah, usually like.
Hang on one second.
Oh, I forgot. How could I forget that?
So in my mailbox was this.
Oh, yeah.
I got Retro Gamer issue 200. Did you open yours and look at it?
I haven't had a chance yet, but I got mine like several days before. But yeah, usually things are like in bubble mailers or anything like that. Usually that's put in my mailbox.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's usually I had like there's just like a mailbox on the side of the, because I've always had stoops like between like New York City and my last house. I never had a real mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this in there, and so this is issue number 200 of Retro Gamer, and we are in this issue.
I can't believe there's that many issues.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. But is anybody in the? Oh, look, you're on the last boss. So if anybody gets Retro Gamer, and if you have issue 200, I mean, it's like a big thing. I mean, I was surprised. It's like half a page. We have like half a page in this.
Just
issue.
Us?
Yes, it's like a whole thing.
I thought we were just like
I mean,
part of like a
look
larger
at,
story about like
no,
content
it's like a half a page dedicated to just us.
Wow.
Look at these. I don't know if you can really see it in what I'm sending you, but it's like, you see that red section on there?
No, because I'm fighting wart.
Well, it's like just on us. I couldn't believe it. I missed something earlier. I see. Gaming Blow says Williamsburg represent. Gaming Blow, is that where you live? That's right, where I lived when I was in New York. I lived there for 12 years, I think. But it's funny because it has like our photos, but also has the link to the past comparison. Gaming Blows, you do not live on Graham Avenue. Because that's I used to live off the Graham stop. Did you beat the game? You
Yep.
did
it. Contributor Luigi.
That's crazy. I lived on Jackson Street. Oh man, Joshua Helmicke is like asking me to read this whole article.
Well, I mean, I beat the game. It's a good time to do it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll do my best. All right. Gaming Blows, that's awesome. I mean, I lived on Jackson Street between Kingsland and Humboldt.
Oh, this isn't another game under my belt. This is, I've beaten this game many times. This is supposed to be, I'm supposed to play this game once a month for 2020. That's the goal I'm setting for myself. To get better at it, because I'm not that good at it. Anyway, are you going to read it? Or should I get mine out and then we can
how about
trade off?
You read it?
Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, geez, we got a $10 donation from Soulman 902. Thank you. Says thank you for all the hard work you guys do and bring us the best information on how to make our retro games look fantastic in a modern age. Well, thank you. It's all because of people like Voltar there that were able to do this. I say it over and over again. Without people like him, with Bob, Steve, and from HD Retrovision, Artemio Urbina, there's so many people that we would not be able to do all this with, and they are the real heroes.
Ugh.
They got $1.99 from JJJ John. It's just like a work emoji. It just says work. It looks like a laptop.
Hey, Sandy. Hey, yeah, it's a magazine. See? It's a magazine.
It's on page 96.
Okay. What's this Turrican?
It's a soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's the ultimate collection. Scott Snyder, I'm excited to see how it all comes together too. It's total chaos right now, though. I thought it made sense when I packed everything away, but it does not.
Okay, 9.6 you said?
Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe it that it's like a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
The Retro Revolution, is that what we're part of?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Audio video connection is the title of the section. So is this whole thing? This whole section is on like
Just like people
it's various
doing stuff.
interviews.
Right.
I think that's that screenshot of me. I think I submitted that. That was from the Games Within Games episode. I can't believe this really came together a lot faster than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Okay, so audio video connection. What goes into the creation of a hit YouTube retro gaming channel? The internet has been The internet has been amazing for the retro community as podcasts like Retronauts, The Retro Hour, and Maximum Power Up provide audio coverage, and YouTube hosts informative videos from the likes of Kim Justice, GameSack, and Classic Gaming Quarterly. My Life in Gaming has risen to prominence since its 2013 launch and has almost 150,000 YouTube subscribers. During the conception phase of the channel, I spent a lot of my commutes listening to 3 podcasts, WTF with Marc Maron, Retronauts, and This American Life, says Coury Carlson, who hosts along with Marc Triforce Duddleson. I wanted to do something that combined the feel of those, but focus on video games developers and such. But in order to get these types of interviews, we needed to build a body of work to show people what we could do. That breakthrough was a pivot toward technology, as a video on the popular FrameMeister upscaler was shared on Kotaku and provided a clear path to pursue. The hosts have now realized their ambitions of creating documentaries. Some of the best ones include a 49-minute documentary on Night Trap and an hour-long documentary on M2, each with brand new interview content. One of the things that helps set the channel apart from others is the high quality of the presentation. Both men have professional backgrounds in video, but they've had to invest plenty of cash, probably way too much, admits Coury, into equipment for both game capture and filming. However, aspiring video creators shouldn't be deterred. Anyone who can... Anyone, I don't have to do a voice for this. Anyone can make a good-looking show with some pretty minimal equipment if they use it well, says Marc. Learn about how cameras work, terms like aperture, shutter speed, ISO, and white balance, and force yourself to learn to use manual settings. I know that can seem daunting, but it will make your show look so much more professional. Also, don't forget the lighting. You can find very inexpensive starter lighting kits for well under $100 online, and it is absolutely worth it. The hosts acknowledge their place in the community. As their expertise is in production and hosting, they do require assistance from peers on technical issues. Without the help of key people in the scene, we'd never be where we are now. People like Robert Neal of Retro RGB, Artemio Urbina, Steve Kulov, and many others fact-check our scripts, give additional info, and explain stuff we don't understand, says Coury. We're generally like most of our audience. We don't truly understand this stuff without help, so part of our methodology is to break it down to the point where we do understand it and present that for our audience. There you go.
Oh, that was it.
That was it. I like this cover.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's a whole fold-out poster in here of it.
It's got like rabbites and black mage and chocobos and stuff sitting on the shelves.
Chocobops.
Chocopops.
It's pretty neat, though. It's kind of surreal that we're like in this magazine.
Did you show your wife?
I did, and she thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, she's hard to impress with this stuff, with anything like related to video games. For those asking what magazine it is issue number 200 of Retro Gamer magazine. It does have a pretty cool cover. Playing R-Type in one of the screens. I see Afterburner 2. Mario World, pole position.
And it came with this free 14 classic tracks from the legendary Turrican series remixed. by.
Oh,
Are these remixed by Chris Hulsbeck himself?
probably.
All
Wouldn't
tracks
surprise me.
composed by Chris Hulsbeck. Complete albums available from turricansoundtrack.com.
Oh, it looks like they're all from his.
From his like Bandcamp or something.
Yeah, well, they're like for the like he released these like anthologies.
Oh, it says original tracks arranged by multiple people.
Right. And we got another $5 from Rich. Thank you, saying keep it up, guys. Thank you. Retro Gamer is not a global magazine. It's just European, but in the US you can get it at
Barnes and Noble, right? Yeah.
You want to you want to do the Ben Brody donation?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to do like early MLiG Coury for this, you know, which I'm pretty good at that. $2, but you have to say it really sensually.
Yeah, you go back to
I really feel like Voltar is the right person to ask to do that. You know. You gotta have a little bit of that Solid Snake gravel at the end of your line. You know, sometimes like if you just like listen to Voltar, like I don't think he even intends to do it. Like sometimes like at the end of his sentence, there'll just like randomly be just a little bit of that Solid Snake gravel. You know, he kind of like there's kind of this little bit of you know, sort of just at the end of the last syllable of your sentence, you know, just you know.
Yeah. No,
$2, but you have to say it like Voltar.
No, we're back down to the 700s.
Oof.
We're part of the 700 club again.
Yeah. Well, that was
quite a stream.
That was somehow
I'll be curious to know how many people watched this week that had never seen one of our streams before.
Yeah. I mean, you know, next week we'll have to balance it by playing like, you know, some Jaguar or something.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm going to be ready to stream, so you might be picking something else next week, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I would love for it to potentially be the first stream from the new room. If I could have it together, you gotta mail that SCART. I can't do it without it.
I'm going to do it tomorrow. I have several things to send you anyway, so I'll just do it all.
Cool.
Really quick, we had a $2 donation from JJJ John saying Mario 2, good times, guys, good times.
Well, thank you. It was good times.
times.
I was a little embarrassed that I did die out. And, you know, I had to do a second run with Wars, but I did play every level since I died on the last level. Exactly. I did play every level tonight, so it still counts. But that only reinforces to me why I need to make it my mission this year to learn to play Mario 2 better. Because, like, you know, like I should not be at risk at dying out in a 2D Mario game. I shouldn't be, you know? Shouldn't happen.
We had a $2 donation from Red Wolfie saying, "Good work, gents. Thank you." We had $1.99 from Gaming Blows saying, "Coury, what was your go-to restaurant / bar in Williamsburg?" My favorite place was probably Messakoyakan. And you know, that's always been my favorite. I mean, since they opened up. But I have to think about other places. I mean, I don't even know if some of them are there. There's a place called Gaming Blows. If you've ever been to Harefield Road, it used to be called, before it was Harefield, it's called the Blue Lady Lounge, and that's where I met my wife. Believe it or not. Really quick, we had a $2 donation from Rich, who says warps don't count.
Thank you. I think that could be interpreted a few ways. Don't count against me, or they don't count for playing through the game. I don't know.
We had a $2 donation from Kenneth Horn, who said, "Is the poster of ground control in Portland, Oregon?" I don't know what it means. This is the poster of ground control in Portland, Oregon. I mean,
Maybe he was asking about the poster in Retro Gamer magazine. I don't know.
oh,
Oh,
whew.
whoa,
That 50 Canadian. Thank you. Jeez.
wow.
From Elson Vincenti. I can probably say it better than I can. Thanks for all your entertaining videos. Jeez, thank you. It is
Wow.
crazy. You might be doing another run of Mario.
I do feel like I can't just like shut the stream off after getting a $50 donation.
Yeah.
Like I need.
What do you got? What do you got?
Well, I mean, I already turned the NT Mini off.
How about if if Elson Vincenti wants to suggest anything that maybe Tri might have on the NES, maybe, or if
I mean, I was just using the NT Mini because
okay,
the reason I was using it was because I thought, well, you know, if I finish the game early, I can play some random other stuff.
Jeez, thank you, Elson. We had a $1.99 from JJJ John, who said game over.
Oh yeah, Sophia is back there.
Oh hey, Soph. Hey, come here. She's like wandering around, just sneaking up. Hey, come on. Yeah, your mom go to bed. It was so sad. So she doesn't go outside. So yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Hey, come on. She was. she had a boyfriend that would like stand on the other side of a window and they'd just like look at each other and like kind of paw at each other all the time, maybe make funny noises. And it was so sad once we brought her here. When we were cleaning out the house, we like looked and the other cat was just standing in the window. It was really sad, actually.
You know, Sandy has been Sandy. I was sent some samples from a company that makes these like metal images that you can like hang on the wall with magnets. And you know, some of them will be background art in the show once I get my room finished. And I you know, I looked through what they had. They had like a bunch of video game box art and stuff. So like two of the ones I got were Castlevania and Kirby's Adventure. And I hung those two up last night. And like the first time Sandy went in the room, like after those were hung, she was just like entranced by the Kirby one. And she was just like, I had a bunch of stuff in the corner, so she was like trying to walk over it so she could like get up to it and like get a closer look. But she just like was really fascinated by it. I like picked her up so she could look at it. And she came in there today, like she was just like, oh, I want to see that. Like I don't know. So I guess something about like, you know, I posted that video when she was a puppy of her like freaking out about Kirby on the TV screen. Like I guess something about Kirby is just like appealing to her.
So what are you gonna play?
What am I gonna play? I should probably put this back on. I mean, I could always just do something like a quick Mario 1.
Justin C was saying you should play Blaster Master.
I won't be able to get anywhere in Blaster Master. Though.
There was a $2 donation from Dustin Kramer saying, "From my wife, she likes your cat." Well, Sophia, she's been making some surprise appearances lately. She was never on stream.
I could always just play Ninja Gaiden again. Ninja Gaiden 3.
You don't want to. I mean, that video of you finishing it was so good.
That was the NES version, though. Like I said, a few days later, I recorded I recorded the Famicom version. I did in 33 minutes. So we got
make sure I didn't miss anything
we got a $5 donation.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing. I didn't miss the message from Elson saying he wanted us to play something. From the donation from Dominic Rinaldi, who says, "Stream Kirby's Dream Land 3 on SNES." You glorious man beast.
I mean, I would. You mean now, or like actually give it like proper time and attention?
Want to do like its own stream, probably.
Yeah, I feel like that should be. I mean, that's a good idea for a stream. That's another game that I like need to know better than I do.
We had another $2 donation from JJJ John saying, "I'm new here, but had a good time and good vids." Well, thanks for watching. We're here every Sunday night. RC Pro-Am.
Yeah.
We got a $2 donation from Rich saying Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden.
I mean, I assume by Ninja Gaiden he means like show off Ninja Gaiden 3.
You should. I mean, if
if I load up the Famicom version, I mean,
you think you can beat it?
We'd be I'd be at the last level in about 20 some minutes.
That would be a good. Do it.
I'll do it. I mean, that's the whole point of this exercise is to just be able to, just stroll through a game like it's no big deal,
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, then do it.
I'm just gonna do it. I mean, I could also beat the NES version, but I'd rather you already saw my reaction to it in the video, so let's do something a little more casual.
We had a $5 donation from Snowy Chi 1, who says, "What game did you beat from start to finish? Mine is Deadly Towers. That a lot of people didn't believe you when you said you have told them so." Probably this one. Would be a good one.
Yeah,
I won't believe you.
I would think so. I mean, my cousin used to assume like any time like I beat a game, like this was years ago when we were younger. She was just like, "Oh, you must have cheated."
There is a version of Ninja Gaiden 3 for the Atari Lynx. I've never played it, though.
Really? Is it like even the same game?
Yeah, but I'm not sure like if it's any good or if it's considered good or bad. Bagashmit says, "Try doesn't play Ninja Gaiden. He either rehearses or performs it." That's a good way to put it, though.
I mean, the
real question is, can you beat this before the donation from Elson Genti expires?
Well, we'll see.
The race is on.
One of my favorite things about this game is that every level looks like it could be the last level.
We got $2 donation from Ben Brody, who says, "My favorite barbecue ribs are from Montgomery Inn."
Where is that?
Yeah, where is it? My son's name is Montgomery. Circe is saying an episode on tries stroll through games or something with a similar focus would be interesting. Just something that's like more of a games you can enjoy casually, I guess.
Like games that you just like you just know them so well that it's just like not a big deal to just like pop it in and beat it.
Yeah, that
Yeah, there were, part of me was tempted to actually play either Donkey Kong Country 2 or 3, because I don't think I've ever streamed those on here. I know I have on Backloggery certainly.
Okay, I didn't realize that. I mean, I assumed it was going to be here. I've never been. I'll have to check it out.
Wait.
Now I'm like,
where's what?
The Montgomery Inn.
Where is that?
There's one in Cincinnati and there's one in Covington, which is like the next town over from here.
But yeah, I don't know. I've ever since doing the
I could do that. That'd be like kind of just a fun general games episode. I mean, Mega Man 1 would definitely be one of mine.
Oh, you think you can beat Mega Man 1 with just like no problem? Like
no problem, yeah.
Really? I mean, I can beat it relatively quickly, but mostly because it's short, not because I know it that well.
Well, it's
been a few years, but you know, it's not as brutal as I used to think it was. But like Mario 1, Mario 3, Mario World, Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3, you know, Ninja Gaiden 3, Castlevania 1, you know, I mean, some of the, you know, like any given, you know, sub game in Kirby Superstar, you know, I can just charge through those like nothing. I mean, even Kirby Superstar itself, like just to like play the whole thing, not that hard really to get through all the content. Like if it always amazes me, Great Cave Offensive, like if you aren't trying to get the treasures like that can be really quick.
You know, it's pretty weird that they totally got rid of the shadows in this.
I mean, one of the things I like the best about this game are how, like, whenever they like offer you an item, there's a really high chance of like there's going to be some enemies coming up very soon where you're going to be in a place and they're going to be in a place where you'll be well positioned to get them if you have this item. So like the item placement and enemy placement is just like really carefully planned out, which is so different from Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2, where they were infamous for, you know, having, especially the first game, for having enemies just spawn at the edge of the screen.
Right. Do you want to do the Ben Brody donation?
Oh, I didn't see it. $2, but you have to say in Mega Man 8 Dr. Light voice.
That's pretty good.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah. I think that people are gonna. Yeah, people, they seem to like it.
Well, I tried.
I feel like when you're just like by yourself at home, you just like talk out loud and say different things in that voice. You probably say the most vulgar things you can think of. Just out loud in your house, and you know that nobody can hear you.
See, like on the NES version, right here, there's like a thing that explodes and shoots things at you, and there's a thing on this platform here too. There's just
Are you playing the Japanese version?
I am playing the Japanese version.
Oh, okay.
I said I would. I mean, I wanted to get through it quickly, right? I mean, I feel like if I had like the whole stream, I could recreate my success in the NES version relatively easily. Oops, that was stupid. But you know, the Japanese version is a little more lighthearted romp, you know, for just playing an extra game on a whim at the end of the stream, you know. One up pickups in this game do respawn, which is nice. Well, I did that again. I must be losing it.
You're getting cocky. That's why.
I guess so.
Exadrillo 99 asked, like, is the Messenger really considered to be a successor to these games? They tend to feel a lot different. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that
you play as a blue ninja.
It visually looks inspired, but it doesn't play anything really. Well, I mean, with the wall sticking a little bit, but I mean, I think it's quite a bit different.
All that extra dying I did was just for getting a 1-up. Something that I never totally figured out with these guys is that they're invulnerable sometimes. They're always invulnerable when they're on the ground. But sometimes when they're jumping, you also can't hurt them. And I don't know. I don't fully understand why. These guys are some of the ones that I was the most glad to get decent at fighting, because like I think they're a lot harder than most of the other bosses in this game, but so they were a bit of a roadblock on the NES version, but I got it.
For Love of the Game is asking what your favorite Spyro is.
I've only played the first one so far. I really would like to play like Spyro 2 or something this year. Like one game I unfortunately had to cut just for time reasons.
You cut a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I was going to include Crash Bandicoot 1, which I streamed. I didn't stream beating it, but I streamed starting it. I just had to cut it. There was just not enough time.
There's just not enough time. I mean, we both pulled all-nighters.
Yeah, which I haven't done in years.
Well, me either. I mean, literally, it's funny because I had to finish it because I had to close on the house and we had to start moving. So there's gonna be no time for me to work on it. So
watch this. This is my favorite part of the whole game right here. That bug swings in. You just wait for the right moment. You fire the upward fire and you get the bug and catch the 1-up in one. That's like the most satisfying thing in the world. Oop, and I then blew it.
But we had to close on the house, and so I was just up all night finishing it, and then you were up the entire following night.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I mean, usually I'm pretty okay when I stay up all night, but I think just the combination of doing that, and we live streamed. It was like immediately after the live stream. I mean, the live stream.
Oh yeah. And then for me, it was after
John was here.
It was after the backloggery stream.
Yeah, and I mean, I was so tired, and this doesn't usually happen to me. Like usually, I can pretty much just
I
go until I have to go to sleep. But I mean, I started like kind of hallucinating a little bit, and I just remember like I couldn't like. You asked for like, you said, can you do the ending credits and just like send a file? And I remember like I exported the file and then I had to title it, and I was like hallucinating, and I titled the the file, I called it Endo.
Endo.
Yeah, it's just called Endo. And then I realized after I like kind of closed my eyes and regained my senses for a minute, I was like, oh, like I don't know why I just wrote Endo.
You should have kept it.
I know, but I mean, I had to make sure that it made sense.
Oh, I do not function well on little sleep. Like I really need my 7 hours. I mean, it's not that not like I'm like out of it or anything. I just feel crappy.
Yeah, you just feel like you had like this film of like like a film of Blue Reese over you.
Yep. Oh gosh, that's just. If it wasn't for that, I could deal with it. Like it's not like the tiredness that gets to me. It's just like this just feeling of grossness. It's just you cannot get rid of.
We got a donation of 5 Brazilian reals from Octavio Tenon. Thank you. Who says, first time watching live, straight from Brazil. I discovered you a short time ago, and I'm loving the content. Congratulations. Well, thank you. It's kind of crazy when you look at the amount of videos we've made. I can't believe that our year-end video was 59. It was an hour long. Like
I know, right?
Next day, you're like, why did we do this? Like, how do we do this?
I mean, what did you think of it now that you finally watched it yesterday?
I mean, it moves.
Yeah, it does.
Moves. I mean, that's what I think is
it's
good.
Just out of control.
We spend like 2 or 3 minutes on each game, and I think that makes it feel like it moves a lot faster, in the length to feel much shorter than it is. And I mean, the video, numbers wise, has done pretty decent. I mean, I think that people like the one.
This is one boss I never totally figured out. You can get him like in a cycle and a half easily, but if you can't take a hit, I've not figured out a way to dodge him burrowing back up from the ground, because he shoots 5 shots of fire. And I don't know how you can dodge those and be in a position to dodge him then when he comes back up. I'd never figured that. That's one of the few things I never quite figured out.
Cersei says, I saw a 59-minute MLiG video in my sub feed and considered it another Christmas gift. Well, I mean, I thought about how one of our New Year's resolutions to be to try to rein it in. I mean, if you look at our videos, our video list, like the amount of videos that we released this year was way down just in general. But if you look at all the stuff that came out, I mean, there were some that were like around 20. The shortest one was the PSIO video, which was 17 minutes. But then I just went on this like tear where I had basically everything was like 30 to 50 minutes long, except for, I mean, with like the Fantasy Star, then M2, then the save files, ROM hacks, and then I guess GBA Consolizer was 28 minutes, and so Sega Ages was 24. Then we're back up to 31. But I mean, it's crazy to look at the lengths, I guess.
So one thing that I found really interesting when I went back to record the Famicom version for the video, right where I am, there's a health refill in the NES version. I was really relying on it when I was playing through it, on December 23rd. And it's just like a magic refill or something like that on this version. So like, what I like about that is that, it's clear that like the NES version is harder, but they like they thought about how they rebalanced it.
Yeah.
You know,
they throw
it's
you every once in a while.
yeah, it's you know, yes, it is harder, but like where they added extra enemies, it's not like outright mean. Like they are still thoughtfully positioned as they are in this version. So it's, I mean, the NES version, it is not bad. It is no doubt much harder. You know, maybe they shouldn't. I don't know if they should have done the you know, limited continues thing. But you know, the game is still very beatable. You know, I'm actually in a lot of ways surprised the game has the reputation it does, because in the grand scheme of things, it's not, you know, I think games like Battletoads, you know, that are really, really hard are generally still well liked on the NES, you know, but this game, like, you just don't hear a lot of particular praise for it, and I just think it is incredibly good.
We had a $5 donation from Joshua Helmicke. I assume it's talking about a section you've already long passed now, saying you have to stand on the center platform in the room and jump right before he shoots out the ground to avoid the boss. Oh, okay, so it's from the.
Oh, you stay in the center of the room. Can you can't? Oh, you can't. You can't like attack those flames, can you? Can you just like get rid of them with your sword or something?
Maybe.
By the way, this is one part of the game where if you get this far in one life, it's pretty difficult to beat the boss without running out of time. So we're going to see what I can do.
We got a $2 donation from Ben Brody saying,
I forgot this isn't even the boss room.
Game series he wished got another sequel. I mean, before Monster Boy, I'd say Wonder Boy, but
yeah, I mean, you know, hey, we're getting another Streets of Rage. That's nice.
Yeah, Streets of Ragey, definitely one of my favorites. I'd have to take a look at my list here. We also had a $2 donation from Rich, saying, keep donations rolling. Let's talk Virtual Boy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
actually
John
like.
And I were just talking about Virtual Boy. John does not have a Virtual Boy, which I find to be surprising.
I've increased my Virtual Boy collection by
2.
No, 3 in like the past half year. I only had one game for a long time. I used to have like maybe 4 Virtual Boy games. And I got rid of all of them, you know, during some collection purge, and only kept Wario Land. But now I've got Wario Land, Mario's Tennis, Tellero Boxer, and Galactic Pinball. The thing is, like, I feel like most people who are into Virtual Boy these days seem to be in it for like collecting all the games complete in box, you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of times when you see Virtual Boy games traded in, you know, they're expensive because they're complete. I just want the cartridge, you know?
Yeah.
So it's always a little, when I do come across loose Virtual Boy games, I'm kind of like, oh, I think I'll buy that, you know?
Yeah. We had a $4.99 donation from Sean Quinn, who says, let's keep it going. Favorite mac and cheese. Mac and cheese has like lost any kind of significance.
Oh, in your fatherhood stage of life.
Yeah, because kids love mac and cheese, and now it's just like, I mean,
well,
I don't know if I have any favorite, because it's just like
I love
like, oh, it's mac and cheese again.
Yeah, I can understand that at your stage of life, but like, at my stage of life though, I love to get like at a barbecue place, I love to get mac and cheese as a side, or like in a you know fried chicken and barbecue.
Yeah.
I love mac and cheese.
Like when it has like the breadcrumbs type stuff on the top.
Yeah. Well, like I love the kind that's like it's like baked mac and
that.
cheese, you know. Like when you're at a restaurant, like you can get that kind of mac and cheese. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Sean Quinn, you are completely right. I mean, I don't like mac and cheese that has the powder and you got to mix it with the milk. It's got to have the liquid cheese packet.
I definitely prefer that. I mean, you know, when I was, what was it called? Was it Easy Mac? I used to eat that all the time for a while in college. I haven't had that in years though.
JJ John is just like desensitized to mac and cheese. It's just it's a funny thing to be desensitized to.
You know, I would need to play the NES version again, but I think the NES version, this room might actually be easier, but maybe there were some enemies that just psyched me out last time when I played this game to capture footage. I was like, especially right here where that 1-up is. I swear some of those enemies didn't drop down.
Dexter Thomas is saying it just occurred to me. Could you use any pasta, like spaghetti and cheese? Absolutely. I don't see why not.
Yeah. My mom makes macaroni with like shell pasta. Like that's actually I think like the best pasta for it. I like shell pasta.
We got a $10 donation from Games and Broadcast. This is always a pleasure. Constant S tier work, y'all. Games and Broadcast, you had the really funny Shenmue video, didn't you? I'm pretty sure that was yours.
Gonna be a close call on this boss. Whew. The boss isn't too hard, but the boulders can be difficult to dodge. All right, last level.
Chicken Alfredo. My mother-in-law made a really amazing chicken Alfredo for our first dinner. What's kind of surreal is that in this house now we actually have like a real dinner table. We like are sitting around the dinner table having dinner together. We got a $2 donation from Rich saying, "Okay, Neo Geo Pocket Color." I really liked SNK versus Capcom on there. That's like the one I regret getting rid of. I don't know why I got rid of like my Neo Geo Pocket Color. Like that was one of the ones I sold, I guess, when I was moving to New York. I had just I had like a complete copy. It was I got it on clearance when I worked at Electronics Boutique.
This level is like so long that I have never made it to the end without running out of time. Like I just like unless you were like literally just doing like speedrun strats, like I just don't know how you can do it. Like if you're like, you know, I know my way around this level, but I don't see myself ever being able to like do a 1 credit clear of this game because of this level.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's definitely places where, you know, I take my time like right here because you know, I want to take out those enemies so they don't cause me any trouble, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's ways I could go a lot faster, but you would. Oh, I haven't missed that jump in a long time.
Emperor Ernest, are you moving as well? saying I can't move. How am I supposed to gonna box up all these games and things? The CRT, forget it. I finally I was dreading it. It was kind of like the final boss of the whole move was moving that 27-inch Toshiba TV, which
I thought you were more scared about the OLED.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was scared about the OLED because it was
expensive.
it was yeah. I didn't want it to break, but I mean, I was concerned for my well-being taking that 27-inch
Yeah.
down the stairs, down 3 flights of stairs. Whew.
Oh man, doing bad.
We got a $2 donation from Rich saying, "What is your favorite modern indie game?"
We already brought up Monster Boy. I mean, that's a contender for sure.
I mean, I'd say, like, for me, it's definitely Freedom Planet. I'm not sure. Like, would that be considered indie?
Sure, it would be considered indie.
Yeah, for sure. Like, that's my.
Like, I mean, I think even Way Forward, you know, like that's a big indie, but I would still say they're indie.
Yeah.
You know, something that I was a little surprised. There was a lot of naysaying in the comments regarding Bloodstained.
Oh yeah, I mean
that surprised me a lot.
Yeah.
Like I remember that there was a lot of people like, oh, this isn't going to be very good. And then when the game came out, like it seemed like there were, I mean, I wasn't paying super close attention, but it did seem like people were in general like, oh, I actually turned out pretty good. But there were a lot of people saying, yeah, there were several comments saying that Bloodstained is not good.
Yeah,
I disagree. I think it is excellent. I mean, when I was recording footage for the video, I was just like, I recorded like a bunch. I made a ton of saves in that game, and that's something I kind of do in general these days. Is like just in case like I need to go back and record something from a game. That guy that I just killed with the shield, you'll see him come on. He takes 1 hit to kill. He's the only one in the whole game, and I have no idea if he does anything. Like, he is a mystery to me.
We had a $5 donation.
Why did I do that? Why did I do that? You know, that one up psyched me out. One time before, like I kept calling it the easy one up, and like as if I could like never fail to get it, and like. I died one time playing the NES version, and like since then it's psyched me out a few times. I don't know what my deal is.
We had a $5 donation from JJJ John, who says, "One of my biggest mistakes I'll never do again is letting anybody borrow my games or trading in anything, even if it was a POS. I mean, I'll lend my stuff to people like if I know that that they're okay with like taking care of it. But I mean, I basically will not trade in anything anymore.
Yeah,
I'd rather like if I don't, I'd rather like just like give it to somebody if I was not gonna trade it in.
Yeah, I can understand that. Like, I mean, it's just like there's. I look at games nowadays and, man, I am not doing my best. Like I feel like even, you know, I guess my perspective these days is like even a bad game is like it's interesting, you know, for one reason or another, you know.
Yeah. We had a $4.99 donation from Sean Quinn, who said, "With chicken wings, blue cheese, or ranch dressing to dip with the celery, or wings or celery?"
You know, I don't hate blue cheese, but I don't like it. Like every time I have it, like it's usually on something that's like, oh, I didn't know blue cheese was going to be on this, or like I just didn't even think about it.
Right.
And I it always tastes like apples to me. And I feel like that is not, I feel like some wire must be crossing my brain because I don't think I should be thinking it tastes like apple. But I don't know. It's always just like, oh, that's kind of a weird taste.
I prefer just no dressing on the wings. But
Man,
I do love the celery and carrots with the blue cheese. And ranch.
One thing I will say, sometimes like see right now I don't have my sword upgrade. Because the checkpoints are much more generous in the Famicom version. So like I would screwed me up. Like I would be doing this room with a sword upgrade on the NES version. See, I don't have it now. So my swipe is much smaller.
Also, is it pop or soda where you are?
Is that a question from you or a question from?
That was the second part of Sean Quinn's question.
It's soda, but I feel like in the South, like just calling it Coke is very common. I just called it Coke growing up for a long time. And I lived in Cincinnati for maybe 3 years. It's kind of pop in that area, right?
I mean, growing up, it was always in Western New York. It was always pop.
Really? It is. I mean, do you know what it is in the Cincinnati area? I think I feel like I feel like I heard pop quite a bit when I lived in that area.
I feel like people don't really use the terms anymore.
Really? I mean, soda is common, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I
feel like soda's common. My generic term has become soda. I don't think I gave up calling it Coke until I lived in Delaware, and then I started just saying soda.
Yeah, I mean, I just say what I want. I always just say, oh, can I get a Diet Coke? I mean, I never refer to it as like pop. I mean, I refer to it as pop growing up.
I mean, there's always a time to use the generic, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, maybe. I'd probably say pop if I just said the...
All right, final boss time.
Oh, Scott Davis with the big question for the $4.99 donation. Thank you. It says, with new consoles on the horizon, do you guys have best games of the generation on your minds?
Good question. Do you think we should do a video like that?
Like, yeah, I mean, we did it with last time.
I know, but it's like one of the big embarrassment videos for me.
But it's not an embarrassment, really. I mean, maybe to some extent, but I mean, I think we could still have fun. We just say like the games we liked this generation. We don't even have to like rank them. Like,
yeah, but then are we going to do like a games we played? This is something that I feel like at one point I was okay at dodging these shots, and I've never in my recent runs I've not been able to replicate it.
But Scott Davis is saying that for him it is Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I mean, it's
on the Wii U.
Oh yeah, okay, Wii U. It's interesting because since I've been rearranging my setup, and it's going to be less than a year at this point until the new systems, and at this point I just assume I'm probably getting PS5 and Xbox Series X day one. This is what I do. but I set aside the spot for me. I've kind of made little arrangements per generation. So I've got 360 and PS3 together. Wii is upstairs. If I ever get like an HDMI mod or something for Wii, I'll put it with those. But I've got Wii U with the Xbox One X and the PS4, and then I've got the Switch all by its lonesome. And so even though the Switch has been out for, quite a few years, I guess I consider part of next generation. I feel like the generations are going to start to lose their meaning. Like,
yeah,
what? I mean, I wonder what how it's been, because I think Wikipedia has always. I've never liked like 5th generation consoles, 6th generation consoles. I can never keep it straight in my head. So I wonder like if Switch is considered part of the next generation, or if like some people consider Wii U and Switch to be part of the same generation. I really don't know.
Well, that's something we should think about. We also had a $5 donation from Rich saying to do a video with modern consoles like there is no way to hook them up, like a joke video saying like, oh, there's no way to hook this one up.
you can't do it.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. I mean, you just bought this console. There's no way to hook this one up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting because I think a lot of people think that there's nothing to hooking up modern consoles, or at least nothing to hooking up like 1080p 720p consoles. But I kind of realized there was, and that was something I wanted to spend a lot of time with on the 4K video, because there are things like limited range, full range, and then the corresponding setting on your TV. Things like that do matter. In addition to sharpness, making sure that's not doing anything unnatural on your TV, stuff like that. We got a comment I responded to this morning. It was on the 4K video. The guy said you don't want extra resolution. You want extra hertz for higher frame rate. If you want more resolution, just go get laser eye surgery so you can see better. And I responded and say, all the better to see the low resolution with. I mean, it's like, how do you think seeing better works? If I had bad vision, then like resolution wouldn't matter and higher frame rate would. To be honest, I've not really seen, like, I mean, I guess next generation there might be some options to like do this with like our TVs. I think you might have to have your system set to like 1080p though, because I don't think our TVs can do like 4K 120 hertz. I think it'd have to be 1080p 120 hertz. But I've never seen that like in person. Like, unless there was like some video demo or display of something that I just didn't think about. But like in my head, like I feel like anything more than 60 frames per second, like I don't know if like that would like impress me that much. I just don't know. I mean, I guess I could, in theory, probably try something like that with my computer. I've never done it. I just don't really care, I guess.
I don't know. I hadn't looked at the comments in a long time because not in the chat, but on the channel, because I haven't had a.
Yeah, well, like I said, like there've been a few videos that popped up lately. It's like, oh, that's been getting some extra comments, like. That Perfect Dark video got a few comments. But I think like the 4K video though, that is one of the videos I'm most proud of in terms of like, I feel like that video has helped a lot of people,
Yeah.
Like it didn't necessarily get like the initial like really huge response that I thought it would. Like it was relatively successful at the beginning, but I thought it would be more. But like over time, it's done really well, and I think been a useful resource because I mean, you know, I
mean, it's done. It's had some very long legs on it, I guess.
I had a lot more trouble getting started with that stuff than I expected. I mean, you know, that stuff's more complicated these days. I mean, these HDMI consoles, I mean, we are reaching this point where, there are some things you can do with certain HDMI cables and some things, maybe not. You know, something really weird happened. So I finally ran an HDMI cable in my new setup from my computer to the 4K TV, mostly just so I can put you full screen on Discord, you know, and then I just switch away from that input. And, you know, right now I'm, you know, on the other input so I can play. But, I was just using a very basic, HDMI cable, you know, an old monoprice one, I think. And it was managing to do 4K by default. And, you know, when it comes to that kind of stuff, 4K can be pushed through more standard HDMI cables, but it depends on various factors like length and, you know, how much bandwidth is using in general. And, you know, at times it's very possible it could, you know, drop in and out. But what was really weird, and this hasn't happened before, so I don't know if this is like a new way that Windows works or something, but I changed the resolution to 1080p because I didn't want it on 4K. But Windows was saying it was outputting, you know, 1920 by 1080, but my TV was still saying 2160p. And I even rebooted my computer and it still said 2160p, even though it was outputting.
Oh, weird.
I don't know. It was really weird. Like, I think Windows was rendering that, but it said the signal was 1920 by 1080. But my TV still said it was receiving a 2160p signal. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
It is an NVIDIA card. It's a... Whoa.
$20 donation from Rich saying Mario.
Yeah, well...
Thank you.
You know, for... I mean, I don't know about you. I ain't got really nothing to do. I can do a quick run of Mario 1. I'm going to
You can...
I'll do
Can you beat Mario 1 before his $20 donation is out?
Absolutely.
You think so? All right, here we go.
Absolutely.
The race is on.
Where is Super Mario Bros. On here? Why is it not on? Oh, I was in Famicom. Even though it should have been there, but that's weird. Oh, it was, I think, in the US one because it's the World ROM. You know, a few months ago, you had me just like record a NES RGB OSSC 4X run through of this game, just full game, no warps, just to have. I don't think I died.
You died once.
Did I die once?
Yeah, but it's good because that's something we'd need, just in case.
Sure. One thing I'm excited about having the Mister in my new setup for is, you know, just like for shooting a video, the background. I'm going to connect the Mister with Component,
Mhm.
I'm going to also have an HDMI line running out so that I can record. That's running to the old PEX HD cap. So that way, like for a backloggery stream, for example, like I could play on the real system and Drum could play on the Mister, and it's going to a separate just directly to a separate capture card. And that way,
Oh yeah.
we could play both at the same time. But one thing I'm excited about in terms of the analog connection, I'm doing that component. Most of the systems that it supports that I have, a real one of, are hooked up RGB. And so I could have like one game from the same system running on the TV and, RGB, and then on the other monitor, it'll be component with Mr. maybe running another game, I'm sure I'm using, it's probably an old Firebrand X palette.
Yeah, it's probably the desaturated one.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I haven't updated the palettes on here in a long time. You can add, your own. I know Firebrand has made like a bunch of others, but I've always kind of liked the Purple Sky one. I mean, I know there's the ones that he's made where like he like actually like eyeballed like what is it doing on a CRT. But hey, I don't know. I like the idea that even if it's not how the CRT necessarily interpreted it, I like the idea that the output matches the characteristics of what composite was, the color that composite was sending.
Ben Brody says that's blasphemous. We are no longer friends.
What is blasphemous? Oh, not the blue sky?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? On my OLED, it looks pretty blue compared to what I'm looking at over on over what OBS has seen. It's actually a lot bluer on the OLED. So there you go.
The purple sky is blasphemous. I should see if I can update the palettes on my NES RGB.
Yeah, mine could, I don't think I have the latest Firebrand on mine either. I forget if I have a Play Choice 10 on there. I think I do. That's a good thing to have just, for demonstration purposes.
Yeah.
I'm actually considering moving the NT Mini upstairs because I'm going to have like a section of the room where I've got like some composite and S video stuff hooked up. And I think it would be nice to be able to record. See, I don't have NES set up. I've got NES set. There's something I'm doing with where I've got set up with the FrameMeister with NES and composite. But I would like to be able to do NES with the RetroTank. But the NT Mini's composite output is pretty bang on exactly like a real NES's composite output. It looks really, really similar. Like I think like it might be a slightly warmer color temperature if I remember, but barely. Like the actual characteristics of the noise is like exactly the same. So I was thinking of like having that hooked up so I can do RetroTink recordings with that. And also like that way I can do like composite of like Atari, ColecoVision and stuff like that, which would be a good, even though it's not RF like you would have really used with those systems, it's still like a good approximation of the video output characteristics of those systems. Like just, I wouldn't do that for something where we were like, oh, this is RF output from the ColecoVision. But if I wanted something that felt like reminiscent of the era, like, and I could just use composite with those systems, I think it would give a good enough approximation of that for just general video purposes. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing with the NT Mini. And I saw someone donated. I think it was a donation. It scrolled up. Said something about no high def NES. That is why I'm considering moving the NT Mini upstairs, because there is a high def NES with this HDMI setup down here in the living room. So the only reason, we were actually talking about this earlier, the only thing that's holding me back from like definitely being like, oh yeah, I'm for sure going to move the NT Mini to the analog setup so I can just record composite stuff off of it, is because I've got a Famicom form factor EverDrive, and you know, I don't have like a Famicom cartridge adapter for the NES, so that would I wouldn't really be able to play Famicom games down here. I don't know if it's that important that I'd be able to do that, but it would be nice. But I think being able to capture composite for all those different cores would possibly be more useful, because like I say, the Mister is going to be hooked up, you know, in the main part of the room with component and HDMI, and I don't want to like have to deal with composite out there. I actually don't know that much about composite on the Mister. I assume it is supported in a similar way to the NT Mini and the like. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never tried it.
I've seen this before. When Bowser's throwing hammers, sometimes the fireballs are just too much. I'm pretty sure that would happen on a real NES as well.
We got a $2 donation from Ben Brody saying the water is the color the sky should be.
On the OLED, like I say, on the OLED, it does have a much more bluish look to it. OLED really makes colors pop. I mean, nice as CRTs are, nice as I'm moving most of my retro gaming to a CRT setup upstairs. But I am leaving the HDMI option down here with like the FPGAs and stuff and some of the HDMI mods. But I gotta say, much as I like the look of the CRTs, the colors and black levels are better on OLED, I think, even than PVM. So that's what I think.
There's a $5 donation from Rich who says, might have to start over with better colors. Jeez, everyone is just going crazy with the donations tonight. Thank you so much.
Where are...
Out of control. We're still almost at 600 people.
I don't even remember where the...
Oh, yeah. So
I don't even remember where the
down
pallets
within
are
10 seconds.
This.
Nice finish. So I guess you finished just as the donation ran out.
Oh, here's the palette options. See, I'm on Firebrand X. That still looks... There's that.
Can't stop the stream with nearly 600. I mean, as much as I'd love to keep on going, but I have to, everyone goes back to school tomorrow, so that means I got to get up real early because I need the car to...
All right.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, no. I was just... Those are the color palettes I got. I just wanted to show. So, look at that. Look at that. Well-animated Post-it note.
Yeah, from JJJ John. Thank you. $3 donation with the heart. I'll be back.
All right.
I told Killian I'd be back. I wouldn't want to be a liar.
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it.
That's a heck of a way to start out the year on the channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for everybody. Like all the people that have watched in the past, and all the new people. We're here every Sunday,
breaking some
from
records.
9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, officially, we you know, if we have if we always we never stop playing before 11, but then you know, usually we end up talking and sometimes just do, hey, why don't we do a quick run Ninja Gaiden 3?
Yeah, hey, you never know.
You never know.
You never know. Anyways, everybody, thanks for all the donations and everybody just hanging out. It's been fun, and we'll see you next week. Probably gonna be streaming again, depending on how things are going here. But we'll see what happens. You never know.
If my room is ready, if that SCART gets here,
yeah,
I would be very excited to stream from the new room. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.